Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Dayton, Ohio. We're here at the UWL Regional Championships. I'm Jesse Perkins here with Noah.
Yeah, really putting me on the spot there, but this is the Underground Whoop League Regional Championship for 2024. We've had 17 different qualifier races amongst 5 or 6 local clubs in the Ohio, Indiana, Kentucky, and Michigan kind of Midwest area. We've got the top 32 pilots out of over 50, I believe, over 60, I believe, that attempted to qualify or attended a qualifier race. So top 32 are here with us today. We couldn't be more excited. We've got an awesome course, and we're about to get into some double elimination bracket racing, top 32, to get this going. Let's go ahead and talk about our sponsors of this event. Jesse, you want to take it away?
Yeah, big shout out to all these sponsors. Thank you for supporting the Underground Whoop League, especially here at the Regional Championship. Special thank you to Beta FPV, of course, Aerial Outlaws, Tiny Whoop, GemFan, We Bleed FPV, Happy Model, HD0, and T-Motors. We get set to bring in our first group of pilots already in the chairs there, but we're not quite plugged in, so we'll be just a few minutes as we get ready. Maybe we should take a... Yeah, looks like we're good to start plugging in pilots. Maybe we can take a quick look at the bracket. Nope. We'll get the bracket visible here in just a moment here as we start to... It's all right. Well, we're starting to pull it up here. There's the start of our bracket. You can see race number 1 on the upper left. Screecher, the Daffer, Q10, and Brutal about to go up. So, Screecher, your number 1 seed. That'll be the pilot to watch if you really want to get to know this course. But we're going to follow along with one of the lower seeds if I'll make Noah pick one out. We'll follow along and sort of do an ongoing course description as we get to know it here in the first few heats of this 32 pilot double elimination bracket. Just like Noah said a second ago, 17 qualifying races fed into this one UWL Regional Championship, and we've got the top 32 pilots in a double elimination bracket set to go underway in just a moment. We're getting ready for our very first heat. We've had 2 rounds of practice for our pilots so far, and looks like we're ready to go. Pilots, any objections? All right, let's go live on the tone in less than 5. Looked like a clean launch here on the course. As we get to know it for the first time, you're going to notice a gigantic hole shot, a big swing around the entire room as we set up for the first lap here on the course. I'm not going to say who I'm riding along with, but I don't want to get in their head too much, but it's hard to talk about the course without revealing it. What do you think? Can I do a course description right now, Isaac? All right, I'm just going to do it. But we'll wait until somebody gets back to another lap. So looking at Screecher at the beginning of the lap here, you can see we've got this triangle sky gate around this pole and into the stitch, as Noah calls it. Big left-hand sweeper to the rise gate is going to bring you back after a long sprint towards this over-under split S section at the Christmas lights. Now the start of a slalom sets you up for a pirouette into the start of a tunnel. It's going to feed you out into the second half of the slalom. Slip back to that blue gate, and a little bit of an error there. As we get our bearings straight here. Ooh, that is a little bit rough. So we'll jump back on board with Screecher, finishing up another lap. Now on his final lap.
Yeah, Screecher's looking really, really strong here. Again, he is the top qualifier of this entire event. So this is not much of a surprise to us. He's very smooth and doing really well. And here he comes. Let's go ahead and take a look at our 4 up here. And you can see Screecher's coming around to lock it in.
That makes it official.
And that's official for Screecher.
Hard not to have lap numbers.
Yeah, who's in?
Brutal, lap 2, 102.2.
And it looks like
Lap 3, 49.6.
Yeah, I can't say confidently. I'm sorry.
Looks like we're between Brutal and Q10 right now for third.
Go ahead.
And it looks like the Daffer finishes in second there. Brutal and Q10 are finishing up for third and fourth. Remember, these points do matter. Each one of these rounds is going to have 2 races that the points of your position placement will be added up together. So let's say you get a first and a second, you have 3 points total, and then maybe someone else got a third and a fourth, and that would be 7 points total. So these points do matter as we are looking to bring around Brutal FPV here. And there it is. So it looks like we are complete with round number 1. Pilots are going to directly plug these quads back in, and we're going to do this once again.
Quick look at the brackets. There it is. Heat number 1, group number 1. Screecher taking first place. Second place going to the Daffer. Third place going to Brutal. And fourth place Q10 as we get ready for heat number 2 in just a moment here. Well, just like that, the regional championship for UWL is officially underway. We've had a long morning of practice around here. It's a sunny day in Dayton, Ohio. We're here at Restoration Park Church, an awesome venue. We've got awesome, comfortable pilot accommodations out in sort of the foyer. What do you call that area? The lobby, the commons, and then in here in the auditorium, of course. The team has been setting up this track late into the night last night, building the course and testing out all of the flying and video in here. And now we've got all our pilots are here. They're through their 2 rounds of practice and getting set up for a second round here with the same 4 pilots.
Who did? It's looking bad right now. Do you have another quad with you? You do? I'd probably swap quads and take your antenna off for sure. Because you have a patch, that's just going to ruin your video. So take your antennas off.
Yeah, a lot of pilots being, requesting that we remove your video receiver antennas in this room, especially if you've got a patch. It's really good advice. More and more, it's the trend with Tiny Whip. Just take the antenna off your video receiver. Keeps happening more and more at all these events. Making it just a little easier. Here's a view of the course from the Ascension Gate. You see it right in front of you. There's a bunch of pilots kind of sitting in the chairs just behind the Ascent Gate. And way over on the left side of your screen, I don't think you can quite see me waving behind the pilots there, but I'm over there. There's a look at the launch pad and the pilot seats as we're in a small holding pattern, waiting for one more pilot.
Four good videos? Yeah? Alright, let's run it, pilots.
Well, heat number 2 underway currently. I'm looking at the front of the pack. Appears to be Screecher riding cleanly and swiftly made it through that fast, long hole shot. He's already a quarter of the way through his lap. There's his stitch. Now a left-hand sweeper to the ascent. A little bit of rough video as he hooks around after a short sprint to the 180. That's a split S into the slalom section. Now he'll pirouette into the tunnel section. 1, 2, and 3 gates in the tunnel before one more slide back. Setting up for the triangle section. It's another slanted split S. Rounding out lap number 1 for Screecher in first place. Second place appears to be once again Daffer. Now crossing over onto his second lap. Looking back to the front of the pack, it's still Screecher in first place, getting ready to set up for the triangles for the second time. Let's bring him across. Now onto his final lap. Screecher through the stitch. Screecher through that big left sweeper and the sprint to the big red gate. Now we're going to split S into the start of that slalom. Looks like a little bit of trouble back there. On board with second place, Daffer. Good half a lap back now. As we look ahead at Screecher, getting ready for that slant. Split S, going to make it official, and there it is. Another win for Screecher and a safe landing on the lower deck there. Well, there's the Daffer with a second place for the second time. And once again, we're racing for points for 2 and 3, Brutal and Q10. Pilots, land when you're done. There's Brutal coming across, making third place. Oh, he's lap 2. Pardon me. Keep flying.
Lap 3, 42.6.
Looks like we have a race-off. Oh, results unofficial. We do not have a race-off. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Well, a glance at our brackets here as we start to enter in our points. You can see 2 first places for Screecher, 2 seconds for Daffer. Q10 and Brutal switched 3rd and 4th between the 2 races.
That doesn't matter because they're both going to the.
In this case, that won't make a difference. They're both headed down to the Consolation bracket, so we'll meet up with them in, I believe, 7 or 8 races. In the meantime, it's time to bring in King, Black Horse, Crummy, and Flight 7 for race number 2 here in the preliminary round of this top 32 double elimination bracket.
Next race begins in 2 minutes.
Shout out to some of our friends joining us in the chat. What's up, Fresh Bread? Thanks for stopping by. Hello, Props Off. I know you're out there in the lobby. RB Myopic, Devin C. What's going on, guys? Thanks for stopping by the chat. We're just getting started here on the Underground Whoop League official YouTube channel. Hope you guys are getting down. I haven't even shared this stream yet, Isaac. I really need to get out there, get the word out about this stream. We're 2 heats deep in the UWL 2024 Regional Championships. And looks like we're just getting set for our first heat for the second group of pilots. King, Black Horse, Crummy, and Flight 7.
All right, looks like we got pilots ready to go, so we're going to start this race. All right, we're going to rerun that.
That looks like a rerun. A little bit of contact early on there, so bring it back in, pilots. We'll set them back down. Yeah, for those of you watching at home, the rule is we've got such an epically long hole shot where we tour the entire room, but what MultiGP and some of the other quad races generally call the hole shot rule is only in effect to that black corner with the, or that back right corner with the big blue long Christmas light section. If there's air contact before then, let's see if we can have a look here. Just to the right of your screen, so by the time pilots get to the back of the course, let's have a look at this screen. I don't know if you can see in the on the bottom of your screen there's like a slanted blue LED line. By the time they get there, if there has not been contact, hole shot rule is no longer in effect and we won't be doing re-races.
30 seconds.
Yep, that's our last rerun.
Just like normal, we're not doing any reruns, so if we've got contact at the beginning of this heat, we're going to keep running it. Here we go, pilots. Well, clean launch or not, here we go. Looked like some awesome traffic there. I'm on board with Flight 7, watching everybody in front of him right now As he sets up for lap number 1, narrowly dodges a wreck there, but comes out of it clean. Flight 7 appears to be flying comfortably in place number 2, riding behind Crummy. Black Horse seems to have just been in a midair. Now Crummy riding first place through the ascent gate first. Now chasing back to set up for the split S into the slalom at the back of the room. Clean flying, but a little bit of traffic now for Black Horse, who's also hitting that slalom at the back of the room. Flies through a little bit of rough video before his pirouette, setting up for the tunnel. No action for him in the tunnel as Flight 7 is already pulled away. A look on board with Crummy through his first lap already with a 45-second first lap. So King riding in second currently as we glance at Black Horse. Appears to be chasing down. Oh, I couldn't quite see before. A little bit of an error on the ascent gate. We're flying 3 laps. Crummy, I could be wrong, but I think you still got another one. That'll be a misread right there. A little bit of a misread. So pay no attention to the robot voice. King seems to be riding in first place right now. There he is coming across. King is done. Brings in a first place after a little bit of an error by Crummy. Set it down just a bit early on that heat.
That's not your first lap, don't worry. Alright.
Yeah, looks like King in first place, Crummy in second. And going to double check that. Results unofficial. I'm watching Black Horse and Flight 7.
Crummy, please land.
Black Horse, lap 2, 35.6.
So,
You're done.
Yeah, Black Horse is done. And then there's Flight 7. Okay, let me marshal that, make sure that we're good.
We're just going to double check the results of that one real quick, pilots. Well, a little bit of double checking here at the announcer's booth. I'm sitting with my friend Isaac. Isaac, poke your head in the stream for a second. There he is, ladies and gentlemen, the creator of the Underground Whoop League. And as I said before, we're here at the Regional Championship, Dayton, Ohio. And I believe that it wasn't too far from here. The very first Underground Whoop League race took place at Gap's Training Ground. When was that, Isaac? October 15th, 2022. Really good memory. So look at the close-up of the ascent gate right there. One of the tricky gates. We saw Black Horse struggle with that just a little bit on his last run. But that's part of this spec racing Underground Whoop League. For those of you that don't know, watching at home, it's one of those specs that is a little bit bigger, a little bit heavier, and a little bit underpowered, so it's going to be maneuvers like the ascent gate that are going to be a little extra tricky. Also, any sharp turns that involve a rise in elevation pose a little bit more of a challenge than you might be used to in open class whoop racing.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm like confused, but I'm getting it. Okay, so Crummy, you got 172. Flight 7, you got 193. King, you got 129. Black Horse, you got 106. So that would be Black Horse, King, Crummy, 26, 27, and then his last one was a 43. 26 to 27 and 43. Does that sound right? I mean, you weren't crashing at all though, right? You're just getting hit at the end though. I like towards the third lap. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because I've got really clean RSSI data from you, so I'm pretty sure I've got that right. Okay. I think we're good.
Well, results for the first heat of the second group of pilots here in the preliminary round. First place goes to Black Horse, second place to King, third place to Crummy, and fourth to Flight 7 as we get set for heat number 2.
I'm ready when you guys are.
What do you call this format where you race twice and then
I have no idea.
Okay. So is this a round? These different rounds, heats, so I say 2 heats per race? Race twice per round? Here we are getting set for heat number 2.
Here we go.
Beautiful launch. I don't think we had any contact. I'm on board with Crummy right now. He's got a lot of action. You can see he narrowly got in front of someone there before he set up for the first gates. And there's contact for Crummy. I'm not sure who took a swipe at his face, but you saw it come straight from upper left to lower right. Appears to have been Black Horse who made contact as we watch Crummy having a little bit of trouble. Glancing ahead at Black Horse now in the back section of the room, there's his slalom before his pirouette. Split S into the lower tunnel here at the back of the room. First one coming around. Here comes King. Let's bring him lap number 1. Black Horse trying to catch up to him, but had a little bit of an error there, trying to catch up to King, still riding in first place. Let's jump back to King already through the stitch. There's the left sweeper into the ascent. Getting set up to head back over towards the split S section where he'll hit that first section of the slalom, but of course there's a little bit of an error as we glance back at the pack. Looking at Crummy now into that stitch section before he hooks it left all the way to the ascent gate. And let's see if we can get some trouble. Flight 7 chilling under the chairs, trying to make his way out. Here comes King crossing over. There's lap number 2. King moves on to his final lap. Lots of clean air at the front of the pack as Keen hits that stitch, hooking left towards that ascent gate. King with a little bit of breathing room now. Heading into that stitch, I'm watching Black Horse give a little bit of heat now. Appears that Black Horse may have gotten out in front. We're going to double check that as King sets it down. No, King's coming around to make it official right now. This will be a win for King, and there it is. Sets it down safely in the landing area with the first place.
So we're still, everybody's on their final lap, I think. Not Flight 7. Flight 7's not on his final lap yet.
Well, Crummy and Black Horse finishing up their final lap, and it looks like Crummy got ahead of Black. Oh no, Black Horse currently ahead of Crummy now. Let's bring him around. There's his triangle section, and the start-finish gate makes it official.
All right, pilots, we're going to end this race. Because it's 21-second lap, so 106 is 21 seconds. Or 22 seconds. 20, 40, 62, 60, 66. It doesn't affect anything.
I'm just saying.
I'll watch it, but
almost a lap up my time, same as before. So it's.
I think you're
probably right. It is what it is. Yeah. Yeah, 106.
Do you want to look at it? I can show you the Marshall data.
It's 22 seconds. Just the math.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. We'll see. Like I said, it doesn't actually affect anything. So. Oh, there they are. I don't know why that went away.
Well, look at the bracket. As we just finished up race number 2, heat number 2 of the second group of pilots here in race 2. King just took home a first place. It's a second place Black Horse. Third place, Crummy, and then Flight 7.
Call him out. 0 volts, Sidewinder, Alien.
0 volts, Sidewinder, Parker FPV, and Alien. You guys are up.
Are they? We don't have a race off?
Nope.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry. 3, 3, 6. I don't know why that.
Yeah, a bunch of them say 7. Oh, no, I see that. That's normal. That's an addition.
Yeah.
So from that last round, you can see King and Black Horse keeping it alive in the winner's bracket. Crummy and Flight 7 will meet up with you in a short time in the consolation bracket. Now it's time to bring in Sidewinder, 0 volts, Parker FPV, and Alien. They've had 2 practice rounds, but let's bring them onto the course for the first time as an official race here in the double elimination bracket of the UWL Regional Championships.
Next race begins in 1 minute.
Good. Yeah, you're good.
What up, Justin Burnett in the chat saying, "What's up? Let's go BDR." Who's that?
Bluegrass Drone Racing. Let's go.
Oh, Bluegrass Drone Racing, Kentucky, of course.
All right. Yep, it's still going. So waiting on goggles here.
Next race begins in 30 seconds.
All right. Waiting on hands-on transmitters. All right, here we go, pilots.
Heat 1, race number 3 underway. And an awesome start to the race it is. Appears to be Sidewinder in the number 1 spot. Makes it to that hole shot pretty quickly and easily, getting followed closely by 0 volts right now, trying to catch him. Let's jump on board with 0 volts and see if we can see him up ahead. Hard to tell. Well, there he is on board with 0 volts. We can see Sidewinder, and there's the pass. Appears 0 volts just moved up into the 1 spot as he does his pirouette into that tunnel in the middle of the room. Sidewinder struggling possibly with video issues as 0 volts gets ready to round out lap number 1. There's this slant split S through those triangles. Let's bring him around. Lap number 1 for 0 volts. In the bag and looking pretty clean at the front of the pack. He's going to start to get just a little bit of action right now from, well, let's see. That appears to be Parker FPV.
That was a misread on Parker.
Lap 1, 48.1. Sidewinder, lap 1, 104.8.
Well, there's 0 volts moving on to his final lap in first place. Sidewinder setting it down. You hate to see it. Really hoping that's not a video issue. But I got a feeling it could be.
Oh, yeah, it is. We're going to rerun this one.
Should I bring him in right now?
Alien,
Yeah, you can bring him in right now.
Pilots, we're going to rerun this one. If you wouldn't mind bringing it in. Let's grab an extra pack. So bring it on in over here to the launch area. Sorry about this, pilots. We're going to do a rerun. We want it to be, you know, as it should. But, yeah, nice flying 0 volts. Parker, would you mind switching to R3? And Sidewinder, R8 for that one. Yeah, grab a fresh pack. We got a second. Well, we're going to do a quick check here, ladies and gentlemen, as we get set for a re-race on heat number 1, race number 3.
What's up? Dude, I'm good. How are you?
What up, dude?
Good to see you here right now. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, come on over.
I thought you were going to be in New York right now, dude.
I decided not to. I didn't want to drive all the way out there, you know.
Yeah, dude. Parker, you on R3? All right, thank you.
So these are unofficial, right? So these are going to be the race? Or is that from before? Oh, no, that's from before.
Yeah, that's where we are. Yeah.
Do you see how it didn't update for a second?
Yeah, that was weird. Huh? Yeah. Well, the HE0 is fine. It's the analog,
Oh,
actually.
the analog, right?
Yeah.
Really? Wow. It's more sparkly inside as well.
Yeah. This is all 4 feeds, so you'll be able to see all 4 feeds on this monitor right here. Yeah, all right. Yes, sir. Yeah, this is a bracket race. Yeah. Parker, we're going to be watching your video to make sure you got good video, okay?
Well, slight holding pattern here, ladies and gentlemen, on the live stream as we get ready for a re-race of heat number 1, race number 3 here in the top 32 pilot double elimination bracket. Pilots are plugging them in, as you can see right here. Oh, they didn't switch seats. That's okay. Looks like we're just about good to go. Pilots, any objections? Oh, we're going live. Sorry. I did not know you were doing that.
Sorry. I'm a little crazy. All right, who's out in front?
A view on board with Parker right now with beautiful traffic in front of him. Sidewinder first place, followed by 0 volts riding second place as we enjoy the view from on board with Parker. Let's check out the view from 0 volts. Currently riding in second place, trying to catch up to, there he is. Got a quick view of Sidewinder just in front of him before that split S. You can drive it.
I'm just looking at where you can see action.
Yeah, exactly. Looks like 0 volts getting ready to round out his lap. He's got some action from Sidewinder right now. Stumbles his way across the gap as Sidewinder moves into first place here in lap number 2. So at this point, everybody's on lap 2, right? Well, Sidewinder now in first place moves on to his final lap. 0 volts trying to catch him, maybe about, what is that, 4, 5, 6 seconds back, 2 course features back behind Sidewinder. Sidewinder through the split S section. Flying through rough video back there, but making it look easy. Now his pirouette into the low tunnel section is 0 volts trying to catch up, still 2, maybe 3 course features back. Sidewinder getting ready to close it out. There it is, 3 laps for Sidewinder in first place. Let's jump on board with 0 volts as he crosses over with a little bit of a yaw spin hot dog. He considered a face punch there, but rightfully bailed. Parker with a little bit of an issue right before he closed out his final lap. And let's jump on board with Alien for the final section of his lap and a safe landing there. Nicely done, pilots. How'd the video look on that one? You guys like that video? Parker, you all right? Sidewinder? Yours looked better. It wasn't perfect. It still wasn't as good as most. Yeah, it was totally flyable. Yeah, I kind of think your quad had a little bit of video trouble in both of them, but I'm not. Obviously, you're not the problem. It's obviously not you. We know that from everyone else. I didn't mean to make it sound like that.
We gotta blame somebody. Might as well be him.
Well, getting set for pack number 2, race number 3. Here in the preliminary round where we sort these 32 pilots into the winners bracket and the consolation bracket. Sidewinder's got a first, 0 volts got a second, so looking pretty strong for them. Parker and Alien got to step it up this round to keep it in the winners bracket, but Again, nobody dying this round. We're so early in this event. It's just the preliminary round. As we get set for heat number 2, race number 3. Looks like we're almost ready.
Have you used the Ascension cam at all?
I don't know. I guess not.
Try it once.
What up? What's up? Oh, Ascension cam. Not during the track. Yeah, I will.
Yeah, just try it once. All right, here we go, pilots. Sorry.
Heat number 2, race number 3 is underway. And have a look at this view. Oh my goodness. That's the whole point of this spec class for me. The way it looks from 3rd or 4th. Glancing at the pack, we see 0 volts. Got to set it down, unfortunately, and that's probably going to give first place. Going through the ascent gate to Sidewinder. There he is over the split S and entering into that early slalom section before he sets up for the tunnel. Looking pretty clean at the front of the pack and not a whole lot of pressure. I'm starting to see Alien getting closer. Now Parker's on him. Parker through that tunnel as Sidewinder gets ready to come around. A glance on board with 0 volts. Trying to get back in this right now. He got second last heat. Now he's fallen just a little bit behind as we glance at the 4-up screen. Sidewinder flying through a little bit of rough video, but making it look easy. Wow. Here's Sidewinder on his final lap. Here's a stitch maneuver. Big left sweeper toward the ascent gate. Love that big sprint. Now Sidewinder doing his split S into that black slalom section. He's got some traffic right now. A very clean pass. And a pass back. I'm looking at Alien riding right alongside him. Well, there's a little bit of lap traffic for Sidewinder as he crosses over, and what I believe is first place. Results unofficial, so we'll double check. Oh, I'm told that results are official. You're good.
Yeah, you're done.
Strong finish for Parker. You're done as well.
I think so. I'm going to double check 0 volts.
We're going to double check. Looks like Sidewinder first, Parker second. We're just going to double check you 0 volts.
All right, pilots land.
Alien coming across, 0 volts coming across. Did you have a pretty rough round that time, 0? My goodness. Well, for the official results,
Yeah, that looks right. So,
looks to be Sidewinder number 1, Parker number 2, Alien, then 0 volts. Is that right?
I think so. Sidewinder, Parker, Alien, 0 volts.
Oh, that's almost a race off.
5, 7.
Well, that'll be Sidewinder moving along in the winner's bracket alongside Parker FPV 0 volts. What an unfortunate final heat for you was in race number 3. Going to send you to the consolation bracket alongside Alien. We'll meet up with you in about 5 or 6 races. Next up, it's time for Custom FPV, Don't Crash, RX0, and Tdub. You guys are up. Come on down. Looks like they're already in the area, plugging them in right there. Look at that.
Give me just a second, but yeah, I'll be ready by the time you guys are.
There's Tdub goggling up on the left side of your screen. You might remember him from like 2 weeks ago when he sat next to me announcing the micro drone race at the National Museum of the United States Air Force. That was a blast. Noah, that's custom FPV on the far right. Also did some commentating with me at that incredible race.
All right. Does it look like pilots are ready?
Looks like we're good to send him.
Oh, sorry.
Stand by.
Stand by, pilots. All right. Here we go, pilots. I gotta check these whole shots here.
What a beautiful launch that was. I'm looking at the 4-up screen. Setting up to head in. Looks like Custom in the number 1 spot right now. First one to make it through the blue triangle gate. Now into that stitch maneuver. He's got a little bit of action right now from none other than RX0. RX0 already threw that left-hand sweeper, but I'm on board with Custom right now through the slalom and setting up for the low tunnel, riding in first place. RX0 now setting up for that tunnel as well. Tdub also setting up for the tunnel. Back on board with Custom. Rounds out lap number 1. Now headed into lap 2. Into that stitch section already. Gapping farther and farther in front of second place RX0. In front of Tdub. Now getting a little bit of action from Don't Crash. Tdub goes down and Don't Crash makes the pass right in front of Tdub into the number 3 spot. Now he's starting to look ahead and try to make another move into second place in front of RX0. Meanwhile, Custom FPV getting ready to round out lap number 2. Let's bring him across now onto his final lap and through the sky gate, setting up for the stitch section.
Did RX0 get ahead? No. He's way behind? Yeah, he's way behind.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm looking at Custom way ahead in first place. Now already through that tunnel section. A little bit of lap traffic as he rounds out lap number 3 and makes it official. A nice first place position for Custom. Nice first heat here in round number 4.
This is for second place right now, so this is the final lap. Looks like Tdub.
Final lap race right now for second place. It's a race between RX0 and Tdub right now. Tdub currently holding first place. 1 or 2 course features ahead, setting up for the tunnel. And now look at RX0 trying so hard to catch him in that tunnel, but he's going to have to push a little harder to keep it alive at second place. And, of course, the pressure puts a little bit too much pressure on him. And there it is officially. Tdub gets across at second place with a strong finish. And now we'll bring in RX0 just seconds later. Nice flying, gentlemen. So final lap and a strong finish for Don't Crash. Beautiful flying pilots. We'll have a look at the bracket really quick as we start to fill it out. So that'll be a first for Custom. Second for Tdub. And then, of course, we've got RX0 and Don't Crash bringing in 3 and 4. So what does that mean points-wise, Isaac?
It's the first round, so.
Means they've got one more chance to make some more points.
All right, pilots. You probably got like 30 seconds, 25 seconds. Yep. Yeah. All right. You want me to answer questions? I got a couple seconds.
All you need to do is just tell me what the Underground Whoop League is like.
Yeah. Underground Whoop League is 75mm spec racing, so everybody's flying pretty much the same
Next
rig,
race begins in
and
5
that means
seconds.
that it's all about pilot skill to see who can get around the track the quickest. So it takes a lot of pressure off of the finances, takes a lot of pressure off of how well you can run a quad.
Clean launch. Oh, I shouldn't. I always speak too soon, but there was zero contact, and man, someone got set way back. On board with Custom right now, not in first place. He's got a little bit of traffic as he makes a bobble at the high gate, that blue triangle. I believe he's currently riding in third place and fighting hard to catch up during that speed section. Glancing back at the pack, Tdub currently riding on his lid with a double turtle, trying to get out of there. Looks like he appears to be stuck right now. I'm not sure. Meanwhile, Custom back out into first place. Here's the view from on board with him as he rounds out lap number 1, moving on to lap number 2. Pretty good video, and there he is through that stitch section, making it look easy. Ascent gate into the sprint. Looking back at our pack of 4, RX0 at the top of the room, getting ready to round out his second stitch section. There's Tdub through the ascent gate, now making his way towards that split S. Nice and clean. Remember, these quads are a little bit heavier, but that looked pretty good to me. Just don't know who's who. RX0 and Don't Crash appear to be in second and third. Custom now in first place. RX0 trying to catch Tdub here at the top of the room. Looks like he did make the pass. But I'm looking ahead now at Custom, rounding out his final lap. And there's an... Is that 3 laps for him?
Yep, that's
3 laps for Custom. Got a little confused when he kept flying. Beautiful flying. Custom gets 2 wins in his preliminary round.
So right now it looks like Tdub's chasing down RX0. RX0 is coming in for second right now.
Yeah, it looks like RX0 just in front of Tdub right now. Tdub with a little bit of an error there, and RX0 runs away with it. I wish you had a mic, man.
Guess what?
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a race-off. Who should we have in this race-off, Isaac? Tdub versus RX0. You guys are up for one more battery. Well, the good news is, Tdub, you're not out. It's race-off time. Yep, race-off. RX0 versus Tdub, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah.
You can have a whole minute.
You got 60 seconds to calm the nerves. There's your 2 champions on the right side of your screen. Tdub and RX0 getting ready for the first race-off here at the UWL Regional Championships. A little bit of nerves because we saw Tdub flying so good in that first heat, but then he got stuck in his second heat, wound up taking 4th place. Well, getting ready for this race-off as we fix one small technical issue.
What the heck?
Tdub versus RX0. Stand by, pilots. Just one moment. Small tech error, so stand by just one moment, pilots. Pardon me.
What channels? Tdub R1? Come on.
Stand by.
I forgot what I had to do for this. Okay. Here we go, pilots.
Well, here we go. Just 2 pilots up. This is our first race-off.
2 laps, by the way. 2 laps.
2-lap race-off, and I'm looking on board with Tdub. He can see his competition, RX0, right in front of him. All he's got to do is get ahead of 1 quad. A little bit of an error there. I jump on board with RX0 already through the stitch section as Tdub gets up out of that crash. RX0 goes down. Now Tdub trying to take the advantage from that error by RX0. RX0 now back in it, headed for the sprint and getting ready to set up for his split S section as Tdub. About a course feature and a half behind him. There's Tdub now on the split S section. Making up a little bit of ground right now on this 2-lap race. RX0 now going, well, let's see, he's already through the tunnel. Now he's getting ready to round out lap number 1. His triangle section looks strong, a little bit of a bobble. And there he is on to lap number 2. Let's put him about 8 seconds ahead of Tdub. A little bit of catch-up to do for Tdub. I'm going to look on board with Tdub and see if we can spot RX0 in the distance ahead, as we've got a 5-second gap between pilots 1 and 2. But RX0 already at the split S section, about 1.5 course features just in front of Tdub, still flying strong. A little bit of a gap now between them as RX0 already through that tunnel, setting up for the second slalom and moving towards that split S. He has a bobble. Is it enough of one for Tdub to make the comeback? It looks like it is. Now Tdub in first place, side by side right now with the finish. Tdub makes it official. It's a 2-lap race. That's it. Tdub in first. RX0 barely in second. That was a close finish. Oh, yeah. Because it came down to one error in the last section of the last lap right there. That is awesome, guys. That was a good race, and for big results. Next up, time for race number 5. Proximo, FPV Gaps, Kestrel, and P Mantix. Time for your first official race here in the double elimination bracket of the UWL Regional Championships 2024. Pilots starting to plug in here and get ready for their first official race on the course. All these pilots have had 2 practice rounds so far. All right, pilots have got their goggles down. Looks like we're ready to go. Any objections, pilots? Let's send them. We're going live. Well, beautiful launch for 3 out of the 4 pilots and 0 collisions before our collision boundary. First one across the line appears to be, let's see. I believe that was, it is indeed Proximo. Proximo riding first place in front of P Mantix and FPV Gaps. Lots of action on the course. It's a big jumble out there as we try to sort out everything going on. Proximo getting ready to round out lap number 1. Let's bring him across.
Kestrel_FPV, lap 1.
There it is officially.
22.9. Proximo, lap 2. 25.6.
Glancing back at P Mantix, currently riding in second
Winner
place.
is Proximo.
Crosses over.
P Mantix FPV, lap 1.
There's Gaps trying to make that
35.5.
pass on P Mantix right now. He's going to start to get closer.
Lap 1,
He is flying angry.
34.9.
Starting to get closer to P Mantix. Here comes Gaps, closer and closer as we ride
Proximo,
along. Those bright
lap 2,
lights that could.
26.1.
We have got. What a pass that was in the
FPV
triangles by
lap 2,
FPV Gaps in front of P
21.7.
Mantix. I thought for sure we were going to witness a little bit of contact there. These pilots are still back and forth. We still could see some
Winner is
contact.
FPV
Glancing
Gaps.
ahead at Proximo. I
P
believe
Mantix
that
FPV,
was, let's see.
lap 2.
Proximo now on his last lap
37.6.
going through the tunnel, getting ready to set up for his
Kestrel_FPV,
triangle section.
lap 2.
Here's that slant split
38.1.
S and barely pulls out that second
Kestrel_FPV,
triangle.
lap
Makes
3,
it official.
18.0.
Proximo makes a
lap
first
3,
place.
28.8.
Now looking at P Mantix versus FPV Gaps. It looks like FPV Gaps now making it official. Second place for FPV Gaps. And he sets it down there as P Mantix gets ready to bring it around on his final lap.
P Mantix FPV, lap 3, 43.1.
Well, there's your official results. Proximo number 1, FPV Gaps number 2, P Mantix in third. Fourth place is Kestrel FPV. Nice flying, guys. I'm just hearing from FPV Gaps that he started. He had his goggles on the wrong channel. A little bit of a slow start because of it. Well, that was Heat 1 of Race 5. Proximo first place. Second place, FPV Gaps. P-Mantix and Kestrel. Got to make up a little bit of ground on this second heat to keep it alive in the winner's bracket. Otherwise, we'll see them down in race number, I believe, 9 or 10 in the consolation bracket. On deck, Wordna, Props Off, Number Juan, and Flybry. We'll see you guys in just about 2 minutes. Meantime, we get set to send back to the air Proximo, FPV Gaps, Kestrel, and P-Mantix. Shout out to my man Nightwing chilling in the chat. Hey, sorry I missed a couple of your comments. I need to stop looking away from the chat, you guys. Meantime, looks like our pilots are pretty much ready. How you doing, Isaac? All right, here we go, pilots. Wow, awesome action from onboard with FPV Gaps. As he looks ahead at Proximo, trying so hard to catch him. Beautiful shot. There he is through the sprint. Now split S, just a moment behind Proximo, riding in first place. Big sprint to catch him. He's trying so hard, and there's a little bit of a bobble. Let's glance ahead at Proximo, flying cleanly through first place as he gets ready to round out lap number
Proximo,
1.
Lap 1.
There it is. Proximo brings it across.
27.6.
The view from on board with Gaps.
Proximo,
Now he's got a little bit
lap
more
1,
traffic as he's set. Who did he
27.6.
just put down? Looked like a
FPV
little bit of a
Gaps,
shake and bake, and I
lap 1,
believe that Kestrel just,
33.0.
I don't know who just went down,
FPV
but
Gaps, lap 1,
my goodness.
33.0. P-Mantix FPV, lap 1, 32.7. P-Mantix FPV, lap 1, 32.7. Kestrel
Lots
underscore
of traffic
FPV,
right now.
lap 1,
As Proximo riding in first
52.6.
place. I believe he's got a little
Kestrel
bit of lap
underscore
traffic
FPV,
right now.
lap
So
1,
he gets sets up for another W.
52.6. FPV Gaps, lap 2, 31.6. FPV Gaps, lap 2, 31.6. Proximo, lap 2, 37.5. Proximo, lap 2, 37.5. P-Mantix FPV, lap 2, 37.5.
Wow,
P-Mantix
Proximo
FPV,
barely in
lap
front
2,
of FPV Gaps for the finish of lap
37.5.
number 3.
Proximo,
But there it
lap
is.
3,
Proximo with the win.
27.9.
And FPV Gaps a
Proximo,
little bit of trouble
lap
now.
3,
P-Mantix is right on him. Now
27.9.
FPV Gaps makes it across
Winner
just
is
barely
Proximo.
in front of P-Mantix.
Winner is Proximo. FPV Gaps, lap 3, 36.8.
P-Mantix, I think you're done.
Lap 3, 36.8.
Kestrel, bring it on in.
P-Mantix
I think
FPV,
you're done as well.
Lap 3, 32.2.
Nice flying,
P-Mantix
pilots.
FPV, lap 3, 32.2.
So that'll be first
Kestrel
place
underscore
Proximo,
FPV,
second place Gaps,
lap
third
2,
place P-Mantix, and
57.1.
fourth place Kestrel.
Kestrel underscore FPV,
No
lap 2,
re-race for that time. Looks like,
57.1.
are those points correct?
Kestrel underscore FPV, lap 3, 24.0. Kestrel underscore FPV, lap 3, 24.0.
Looks like there was a little bit of a pilot error on heat number 1. So results after race number 5, 2 heats. First place goes to Proximo, second place to P-Mantix, moving on in the winner's bracket. And coming up again soon in the consolation bracket, FPV Gaps and Kestrel, 3 and 4. As we get set up for race number 7, heat number 1, Wordna, Props Off, Number Juan, and Flybright. Come on down and plug them in. Looks like most of you guys are already here. One minute pilots. I'll look at the course. Designed by Custom FPV. Was hard at work late into the night designing this gorgeous course with help from a few of our local pilots and traveling pilots. There's Props Off on the right. If you guys haven't checked out his YouTube channel, do you go by Props Off or Scooter on YouTube? Props Off on YouTube. Lots of really helpful tutorials over there, you guys. Check them out. No problem. I mean it. In depth, man. Someone's got to do it, you know? Race number 6 getting ready to go underway.
Next race begins in 5 seconds.
Here we go. Stand by. Here we go. Here we go. Well, a clean start. Ooh, 2 pilots go down. Was not due to a midair. Yeah, but it wasn't even due to a midair. They both just hit other things. Well, have a look, because we got a battle right now. It's Props Off versus Werdna. As Werdna goes down, Props Off appears to be flying in first place. He's already headed for that sprint into the split S section. Pilots, looks like we're going to bring it in. I'm so sorry. We've made a little bit of an error here at the technical desk. Please bring it in for a landing and grab a fresh pack. Sorry about this, pilots. A little bit of an error on our part, so we're going to re-race. Come on in, pilots. We're going to move Flyby to R8 and Props to R2, please. Sorry about this, guys. Props off R2, Flyby moving to R8. Props off, I guess you're going to R3, sorry. Here on the official Underground Whoop League YouTube channel.
He had no video whatsoever. Oh, really? Oh, my bad. I thought you had Well, we're gonna run it this way. That'd be cool. Yeah, I'm ready.
The split S section, now moving into the slalom before he sets up to go into that low tunnel. Props off, now just headed through the ascent gate. Number 1 headed into the tunnel. Flyby now headed into the tunnel, but Werdna way ahead, already on lap number 2, making a huge gap right now. It's a race for second place.
Werdna, lap 1, 21.9.
And let's see who we've got
Werdna,
currently
lap
struggling to get on his feet.
45.5.
Werdna now running away with it, getting ready to round out his final lap, headed into that slalom section.
Werdna,
Let's jump on board with Werdna right now as he sets up for the low tunnel.
Werdna,
There's that slalom,
2,
spinning back for the blue gate.
20.3.
Now he'll set up for that slant split S and make it official. Werdna with his first win here in race number 6.
27.1.
Who's going to get numbers?
Werdna, lap 3,
second place.
27.1.
Appears to be Flyby
Winner
right
is
now.
Werdna.
Here's
Winner is
Flyby getting
Werdna.
ready to round out his final
Flyby,
lap.
lap 56.5. Number 1.
Well,
lap
it is
2,
a race for second place,
56.5.
an entire lap behind. Wow, look at this. 1, 2, and 3. We've got number 1 and Props Off side by side. I can take it.
Flyby, lap 3, 53.0. Flyby, lap 3, 53.0.
Looks like the stream is back.
Yeah, race is over.
Race is over. We can.
Quad going.
Sorry, number 1. It's Juan. It happens. What was he under? 1
Next
minute
race
till we
begins
start
in 1
heat number
minute.
2, race number 6. Here in our 8-race preliminary round of the top 32 at the Underground Whoop League Regional Championships. We just watched Wordna lap the entire crowd. Got in front of Props Off, Number One, and Flyby.
Next race begins in 30 seconds. Next race begins in 10 seconds. Next race begins in 5 seconds.
Beautiful launch with 0 contact for all 4 pilots. It is a beautiful sight. Props Off versus Wordna at the front of the pack right now. It's a big error for Number One. Takes a dive, and now Flyby trying to chase right behind Props Off as Wordna starts to run away with first place. It's Flyby versus Props Off for second place. Looks to me like Flyby is running away with it as we glance ahead to the front of the pack. Here's a view from on board with Wordna. Getting ready to round out lap number 1 already. Through the triangles, let's bring him across. That's 1 lap
Wordna,
down
lap
for
1,
your hero, Wordna.
26.5.
Currently riding in first place.
Wordna,
Looking
lap
back,
1,
it looks like Props Off and
26.5.
Flyby once again side by
Props
side. I
off,
don't know which one to
lap
pick.
1,
Flyby now about
34.8.
1 to 2 gates
Props
behind.
off,
Props
lap
Off
1,
with absolutely 0 breathing
34.8.
room. Props Off looks
Flyby,
behind him at every one of
lap
these
1,
180-degree turns and sees him.
36.3.
Through the ascent, Flyby through the
Flyby,
ascent about
lap
1
1,
second later.
36.3.
Meantime, here comes Wordna getting ready to round out another lap.
Wordna,
A lot of pressure on
lap 2,
Flyby right now to catch up to
27.1.
Props Off, who's
Wordna,
riding cleanly.
lap
Just
2,
1 gate ahead of him right
27.1.
now. Flyby pushing
Number
really
1,
hard to catch
lap
up to
1,
him, but man,
59.4.
going to be hard to do here
Number
in
1,
lap
lap
number
1,
2.
59.4.
1 more lap to go.
Props off, lap 2, 33.6.
Flyby now a gate and a half as Props Off starts to
lap
pull
2,
ahead just a little bit. Meantime,
33.6.
Wordna looking really strong, and there's his
Flyby,
official
lap 2,
yaw spin through the finish line.
34.5.
First place.
Flyby, lap 2,
And now Props Off is ahead of Flyby. Ooh, he's
Wordna,
got maybe
lap
1
3,
to 2 seconds ahead of him right now.
26.7.
Through the slalom,
Wordna,
just in
lap
front. A little bit
3,
of lap traffic, and Props Off
26.7.
actually just had contact
Winner
with
is
Number One
Wordna.
right there.
Winner is Wordna.
There's Props Off making
Props
it official.
Lap
Comes
3,
across.
34.4.
Barely
Props
in front,
off.
as I believe
Lap
Number
3,
One has 1 more lap. Here comes
34.4.
Flyby making it official.
Number 1, lap 2.
So your
45.1.
results, ladies and gentlemen.
Number
Wordna
1,
once again in
lap
first
2,
place. Props Off in
45.1.
second, followed by
Flyby,
Flyby
lap
and
3,
Number One.
40.8.
Second verse, same as the
Flyby,
first. Heats
lap
1 and
3,
2 identical. That means no
40.8.
race off, ladies and gentlemen. Time to get ready to fly. Dub Square, Drew Racer, Glide Time, and Dronzen. I'm told that's a Dub Squared's not in this one. Dub Squared, I was so excited to see you. I know you're watching right now because you would have missed this, but I miss you, bro. Drew Racer, Glide Time, and Dronzen bringing it in right now and
Next race begins in 2
plugging
minutes.
in for heat number 7. 2 more rounds, 2 more races, excuse me, potentially 4 to 5 more heats. And we are done with the preliminary round and get ready to set up for some elimination racing where pilots are fighting to stay alive. Here at the Underground Whoop League Regional Championships, we're 3/4 of the way done with this preliminary round. And then we're going to start hitting up the races in the elimination bracket, hitting up the races in the winners bracket. Work our way towards that final race. 3 pilots taken to the skies. This time around, Drew Racer, Glide Time, and Dronzen. They all appear to be ready. How you doing, Isaac? Well, let's get ready to send these pilots to the sky. Any objection, pilots? Looks like we're good to go. A beautiful smooth launch, and looks like Dronzen currently nails that hole shot in first place. He's got
Grid
heat. Second
time.
place currently
Lap
Drew
1,
Racer.
11.4.
Dronzen trying to catch up,
Grid
riding
time.
in third place.
Lap 1,
It's a race not to be
11.4.
last when you've only got 3 pilots on the course, and Glide Time looking really strong right now as he sets up for that split S. Currently riding in first place in front of Drew Racer. Drew Racer looks ahead and can see him just ahead. Let's jump on board with Drew Racer. Look for the lights ahead because that could be Glide Time. Skipping ahead to Glide Time, here he is at the second section of the slalom. Rightfully turns back for a gate. I thought he was going to miss one there. Time for that diagonal split S through the triagonals. Diagonal triangles.
Dronzen, lap 1,
Triangles.
40.0.
Glide Time on lap number 2, riding in
Dronzen,
first place in front
lap
of Drew
1,
Racer.
40.0.
As Dronzen at the back
Drew
of the pack,
Racer,
rushing to catch
lap
up.
1,
Drew Racer riding
41.1.
smoothly through that stitch section.
Drew Racer, lap
and
1,
looking strong as he goes through the
41.1.
ascent gate, curling back
Grid
towards the
time,
sprint into
lap
that
1,
split S. He can see lights ahead of him.
104.5.
Can you guys see that? That's Glide
Grid time,
Time. 2
lap
course
1,
features ahead of Drew Racer right now.
104.5.
Here's the 4-up screen so we can see them both. Glide Time through that tunnel on the lower right of your screen. Cruising cleanly in first place, but he's got heat from Drew Racer. 1 to 2 course features behind him. And we
Dronzen,
look back at
lap 2,
Dronzen trying so hard to
38.4.
catch up. A little bit of
Dronzen,
good news as
lap
Drew
2,
Racer, though,
38.4.
goes down under the chairs, bumps his head, and now needs to turtle. Dronzen moving closer and closer. Looks like Drew Racer right side up and still has breathing room. As Glide Time through the ascent gate for the final time. Let's bring around Dronzen, almost catching Drew Racer now after
Racer,
an unfortunate
lap
error
2,
for Drew Racer.
100.0.
Now 1 to 2 gates ahead, and Dronzen
Racer,
flying fast,
lap
finding a
2,
new gear.
100.0.
They're sharing the stitch. Everybody
Grid
on their
time,
final lap right
lap
now
2,
is Glide Time.
48.8.
Looking like he's holding a pretty comfortable
time,
first place. A
lap 2,
little bit of an error before he set up. Did you
48.8.
make it through that gate? He thinks he did. We'll double check. But now, race for second place, Drew Racer. 1 to 2 gates in front of Dronzen. Needs a clean flight to round this out. He's setting up for the triangle diagonal. I'm going to change the name of that course feature. Nice and smooth and makes it across. Looks like it's official.
Drew Racer, lap 3, 39.5. Drew Racer, lap 3, 39.5. Winner is Drew Racer.
So we don't know.
Winner is Drew Racer. Dronzen, lap 3, 110.9. Dronzen, lap 3, 110.9.
Results unofficial. Pilots,
Grid
we're doing a
time,
little bit of checking
lap
over
3,
here.
56.1. Glid time, lap 3, 56.1.
Really? Okay. Sorry if I screwed that up. Official results. Drew Racer gets first. Glide Time gets second. Dronzen gets third as we get set for heat number 2 here in race number 7. Here we go, pilots. Heat number 2, race number 7. It's a 3-pilot race. Just like before, it's a race not to be last, and we got the names right this time. At least I think we do. Currently, first place, Glide Time, getting chased down by Dronzen and Drew Racer side by side. Currently, Drew Racer moves up into second place, and now he has his eyes ahead of him at Glide Time. Have a look at the view from on board with Drew Racer as he glances ahead to the bright lights. He sees him sprinting just ahead. One course feature in front of him. Can he catch the lights of Glide Time already through the split S section into the slalom? Drew Racer pushing to catch up now, but starting to lose sight of those Glide Time lights. Glide Time sets it down, and now they are side by side. Have a look at the view from on board with Glide Time. We're looking at a potential mid-air crisis here. Glide Time gets away with it after a little bit of a bobble, and now Glide Time takes a little bit of a dive. Looking ahead of the pack, looks like Drew Racer crossing over in number 1 spot. And now gapping, let's see, 5-6 seconds back. Glide Time, number 2.
49.1.
Third place, currently Dronzen trying to catch up to that Drew Racer and Glide Time, riding 1 and 2 respectively. A little bit of an error by Glide Time, and Drew Racer's running away with it. Currently in the slalom section, setting up for the low tunnel. So a fair gap now for Drew Racer, looking like a pretty comfortable first place. If he can keep it nice and smooth for the rest of this heat, he's in a strong position.
Drew Racer, lap 2, 40.9.
Dronzen versus Glide Time for third place. Currently, Dronzen appears to have moved ahead into second place.
Dronzen, lap 2,
Dronzen riding second place. Glide Time trying to catch him. That appears to have been the pass as Dronzen was on his lid, had a quick double turtle. Now Glide Time in second place. I'm looking ahead at Drew Racer in first place, already through the tunnel. Going to be hard to stop him now, but it's a race for second. Epic save on that ascension gate by Glide Time as Dronzen still struggling on his lid. Epic crash. Never give up. Never surrender.
Drew Racer,
Glide Time
lap 3,
headed into that tunnel now
42.5.
with a comfortable
Winner
second.
is Drew Racer.
Drew Racer, you're done. Bring it in. Glide Time riding in second place, and it's looking more and more comfortable. But Dronzen officially, he was back in the air, but Glide Time makes it official.
Lap
This
3,
race is over.
37.2.
First place goes to Drew Racer. Second place to Glide Time, and third place to Dronzen. And that's going to mean no race-offs. No race-offs. Drew Racer and Glide Time keeping it alive in the winner's bracket. We'll see you soon, Dronzen, in the elimination bracket. And just like that, we're moving into our final race here in the preliminary round of this top 32 double elimination bracket. Let's bring in Unlimited, Flying Sharks, Tilted, and Matty B for their first official pack on the course after 2 rounds of practice. What up, Laws? Hey, joining us in the chat. Good to see you. What up, Little A? Wish you were here. Glad I got to see you a couple weeks ago, but where are you? Oh, I heard you're in Mexico. Yeah, Laws, they're doing back-to-back packs. Each race is actually 2 races for points, and sorry about that.
Next race begins in 1 minute.
Each race is actually 2 heats for points, and then, of course, we do a race-off if we need to. Unlimited, are you out there? Calling Unlimited.
Hey, can you call for Unlimited?
We're grabbing him. This will be a view of Unlimited running
Next
in
race begins in 30
just a
seconds.
minute. Let's see if we can spot him on the close-up camera here, ladies and gentlemen. Right now, he's just through those double doors over there, scrambling to get his stuff together. Trying not to... Never mind. Well, stand by,
Next race
pilots. I
begins
would
in 10
almost be tempted
seconds.
to say unplug because I don't see him coming right now.
Next race begins
I know
in
he's on
5
his way.
seconds.
We'll give him 30 seconds.
I see movement. I see movement.
30 seconds for setting.
Here he comes.
Nope, not really.
He's coming. I'm told he's coming. There he is. He's coming. And there he is on the live stream right there. Just touring the cameras over here. Have a look at all the cameras and all the views. You know, we really should shout out the sponsors after this next heat. I'm going to do it. Matty B Tilted, Flying Sharks, and Unlimited. Get ready for your first pack. We welcome these pilots to the stage for the first time for their first official race.
All right, pilots, you ready? Here we go.
Here we go, pilots. Well, awesome launch for 3, and there goes number 4. A little bit of an error there at the launch. But we've got 3 pilots through the whole shot already. First place, Flying Sharks riding up there in the number 1 spot. He's through the stitch already, now getting a little bit of action from Tilted, riding in second place, trying to catch him. He's already into that sprint section, though. Flying Sharks starting to run away with it. Has he got some action right now? Oh, that was Unlimited trying to catch up with that whole shot. Whipping around, Unlimited rushing to catch up right now. Glancing back at the pack, looks like Flying Shark still flying in first place, getting ready to round out lap number 1 just in front of
Flying Sharks.
Tilted.
Lap 1. 25.0.
As we look back at Matty B riding in third place.
T1LT3D.
Way to turn
lap
back
1,
for that slalom.
39.5.
Well, Flying Sharks, a little bit of rough video, but we're watching him fly cleanly in first place.
Unlimited. Lap 1.
There's Unlimited with 1 lap.
33.5.
Second place appears to be none. But yeah, that's Tilted. And we've got that right, Isaac? That's right. Here he comes across the line.
Matty B. Lap 1. 102.2. Flying Sharks. Lap 2. 34.4.
Flying Sharks with a little bit of lap traffic, flying in first place.
38.5.
Tilted riding second place, but Flying Sharks with a huge gap in first place. There he is through the split S section, now setting up for the slalom. On board with Flying Sharks. There he is through that tunnel
Unlimited.
section in the middle of the
Lap
room.
2. 40.7.
Final slalom, and Flying Sharks riding first place. Nice reset on a gate that got turned off at the back of the course. Nice catch. We're going to have the techs head out there and fix that gate right after this heat, you guys.
Flying Sharks. Lap 3. 41.1.
Well, Flying Sharks sets it down with a comfortable
Winner is
first
Flying
place.
Sharks.
Nice gap there.
Matty B. Lap 2. 55.0. Unlimited. Lap 3. 33.2.
Unlimited, I think you're done. I could be wrong. You tell me.
Tilted, did you just pass?
Yeah, a little bit of an error that round with the gate that turned off somehow in the middle. What happened there, Custom? Looks like a crash pulled a wire. Jeremy Larson's in the chat shouting, "Go Tilted." Law's saying, "Get it Unlimited." Little A's also here shouting out Unlimited. Whoop whoop. That's what Unlimited said. Just told me to tell you, Little A.
Sounds good. We're going to take a break.
Well, ladies and gentlemen in the chat, joining us here on the official Underground Whoop League YouTube channel. Please stand by for a short time. We've got to do a quick solder job on a gate, so we'll take just a very short break. Don't go anywhere. Let's take just a quick minute to say a special thank you to the sponsors. Came together to make this event possible. Big thank you to, of course, Aerial Outlaws, Beta FPV, Tiny Whoop, Gem Fan, We Bleed FPV, Happy Model, Wrecked, HD Zero, and T-Motor. Thank you so much to our sponsors. Gotta love the guys that come together to make this event happen here at the Underground Whoop League's home base. We're here in Restoration Park Church. Isaac, you want to say what's up? Isaac's busy. It's all right. There's a glance at our pilots. Currently in a small holding pattern as we get ready to do a quick solder finish job, and we'll be back in just a minute, guys.
somebody hit it, or did it just? Oh no, we don't rerun it. We don't rerun it in that case.
There's other races where they choose not to rerun it if it was caught during the event. But
Looks like the course correction is complete, and we're going to go ahead and do a re-race on that one if you guys don't mind. You know, I was just telling Isaac, every event handles these situations a little bit different, but when there's an error on the course, especially in this course where it's so dark and the bright lights are the signposts, your brains calculate and count on the bright lights being visible. So when they're not, I saw it mess up several pilots having one gate that was clipped by another pilot and turned off. I was just telling Isaac a second ago, sometimes if the error happens due to a pilot racing in that heat, it is not a re-race. But in this case, we are choosing to re-race it in spite of it being that situation, and I think it's a good call. I stand behind the decision by Isaac Pettit to completely reset this race. And well, here we go with the re-race. Matty B, Tilted, Flying Sharks Unlimited. Here we go, right now. Clean launch with zero contact by all four pilots. As we watch them crossing the room. Looking like a strong position. Flying Sharks, Tilted, Unlimited. 1, 2, and 3 coming out of that hole shot. As we glance on board with Flying Sharks. Through the ascension gate, and looks like he's battling some rough video, but it's no problem for a pro like Flying Sharks. Still riding comfortably first place. Tilted's giving him a little bit of pressure, and guess who else is there? It's Unlimited. Tilted and Unlimited flying really close right now as they both set up for the tunnel, but Tilted gets through it faster. Here's the view from
Flying
on board
Sharks,
with Unlimited, looking
lap
ahead,
one,
and there he is making the pass
32.2.
on Tilted, moving into second
Unlimited,
place.
Lap 1, 34.0.
Glancing ahead, it seems like Flying Shark still riding
Tilted.
cleanly. Here's
Lap
his ascent
one,
gate. Lap number 2 gives him a
40.9.
little trouble and sets it down. Who's that open up the gate for? Looks like Unlimited trying to catch up at this stage. Did he make the pass? Believe he did. Yeah, Flying Sharks has fallen back to third. Unlimited now in first place. Second place, Tilted. Flying Sharks trying to catch up to Tilted right now. Let's jump on board with Flying Sharks. Looks ahead. Trying to see
Matty
the
B,
lights of Tilted
lap
just
one,
ahead in that tunnel. I believe I saw him
59.0.
for a second.
Unlimited.
Here's the 4-up
Lap
because
2,
Unlimited, now the
32.0.
whole new person on his final lap. He's got
Flying
traffic
Sharks,
right now.
Lap 2, 43.0. Tilted, Lap 2, 35.3.
Flying Sharks moves up into the number 2 spot in front of
Winner is
Tilted as
Tilted.
Unlimited still flying cleanly in first place. There's Flying Sharks through the ascension gate, now trying to catch up to first place Unlimited, who's already through the tunnel on his final lap, setting up for the triangles. There he goes, Unlimited in the 1 spot, going to make it official. There's
Unlimited,
first place for your
lap
pilot
3,
Unlimited.
32.4.
Glancing back at second place,
Winner
looks
is
like
Unlimited.
Flying Sharks still holding off Tilted, but only by a couple course features. Flying Sharks through the triangles, and now
Flying
with
Sharks,
an official
lap
second
3,
place
36.4.
in front of Tilted and Matty B. Not sure what happened to Tilted. May have lost battery power there. Well, not a lot of action as it does appear Tilted is down and out of this one. What happened over there, Tilted?
Matty B, Lap 2, 112.6.
Well, there's a strong finish for Matty. Well, it's a Looks like he's going to bring it in. Matty B setting it down with a safe landing. Well, there it is, pilots. Looks like the preliminary round is officially over. Unlimited and Flying Sharks, you're moving on in the winner's bracket. Tilted and Matty B, we'll see you guys in the consolation bracket shortly. That was only one. That was the rerun. I'm so sorry. I got bad information. Yeah, I got bad information on our spreadsheet. So sorry about that, pilots. That was a re-race, and we've got one more. Yeah, thanks, pilots.
Next race begins in 1 minute.
Shout out to Madra joining us in the chat, saying, hey guys, gonna hang as long as I can. Excited to see the first UWL Regional Championships. That's right, Madra. Hope you're doing good, man. Nice to see you. This
Next
is a historic
race.
race.
In 30 seconds.
30 seconds, pilots. We've watched the Underground Whoop League movement growing and growing, and here we are at a race with 17 qualifiers. Historical race for the Underground Whoop League. As we get set up for the final preliminary round
Next
heat.
race begins in 10 seconds.
Here we go, pilots. Beautiful, strong start for Flying Sharks, riding in first place. He's going to get that hole shot right in front of Unlimited, really close. Tilted's on him too, but Tilted takes a little bit of a dive, so I'm looking at Unlimited riding in second place now, trying to catch up. It appears he did make that pass in front of Flying Sharks. Flying Sharks trying to catch up to Tilted now, just ahead of him. You can see the lights through his rough video. That's what he's aiming for. Setting up for that tunnel, you can see him as his video starts to get cleaner and cleaner. That is Unlimited flying in front of Flying Sharks. And there's a little bit of an error for Flying Sharks as he's trying to catch Unlimited, glancing ahead. Here's the view from on board with Unlimited. Through that stitch section, those pink round gates.
Flying Sharks.
Now a big left-hand sweeper to the ascent gate. Still looking strong
Tilted.
and smooth at the front of the pack,
39.9.
Unlimited. Your first place pilot here in lap number 2. Tilted's through the ascent gate trying to catch up too, but Flying Sharks is a gate ahead of him. So we've got Unlimited number 1, Flying Sharks number 2, Tilted just behind Flying Sharks right now as they go into that tunnel. Here comes Unlimited moving on to his final lap in the number 1 spot.
33.3.
Glancing back at Matty B, getting a little bit of lap traffic right now from the rest of the
Sharks,
pack.
Lap 2, 31.2.
Flying Sharks now on
Tilted,
his final lap
two,
as Tilted and Unlimited
35.4.
battle to try to catch up. Tilted with potential to get in front of Flying Sharks and create a race-off. That's probably not going to happen because here's Flying Sharks through the tunnel right now. And yeah, about 2 course features in front of Tilted. Meanwhile, here comes Unlimited. Number 1 spot for Unlimited,
3,
brings in a nice first.
37.7. Winner is Unlimited. Flying Sharks.
Unlimited number 1.
3,
Flying Sharks number 2.
34.2.
I didn't
Matty
see what
B,
happened with Tilted.
Lap 2, 56.8.
Tilted, did you run out of pack again? He's got some sort of VTX issue. A wonky VTX. It got him last heat too. You hate to see it. I don't think it would have made a difference to the official results, but you still don't want to see any heat end like that for any pilot. All right, I said it before, but this time it's true. The preliminary round is over, and it's time to look at some of these elimination races. So we have now sorted our top 32 pilots into the consolation bracket and, of course, the winner's bracket. Our first race is going to be Down race number 9, we're looking at the consolation bracket. It's going to be a fight to stay alive for our next race. Let's bring in P Mantix, FPV Gaps, Q10, and Brutal. Stand by, pilots. We're going to be moving a few pilots around. We're going to take about a 5-minute break right now, so don't plug in quite yet. 5-minute break. Kestrel, Gaps, Q10, and Brutal.
Okay. Yep, I'm ready.
We're plugging them in.
Actually, hold on. I'm not ready.
We're not plugging them in. Hold on.
I forgot that I actually have to.
Standby pilots, 3 minutes. Shout out to Street Lead Spec joining us in the chat here on the official Underground Whoop League YouTube channel. Thank you so much for all the help getting the stream going. I'm told you were a big part of that. So thanks a ton for the extra help there. What up, Sky? Also here saying, let's go Underground Whoop League time. Yeah, I just started to say a second ago, this is a pretty historic race for the Underground Whoop League. 17 races set up. 17 qualifying races for this regional championship. So we're making sure everything is perfectly in order as we get set for our first elimination race. We've sorted all 32 of our top pilots into the winner's bracket and the consolation bracket. Isaac telling me that we can call it the loser's bracket because these are the champions and they can take it. But I know better than that. They're fragile. They're delicate little flowers here in the consolation bracket. Just kidding, guys. I know better. Just kidding. They're like all looking at me right there. Looks like, hey, Noah. What's going on? Surprise. I'm just going to throw us on there sometimes. Did you say we're almost ready? All right. Pilots, plug them on in. Let's always hurry up and wait, you know. Wait and hurry up in this case. Kestrel, Gaps, Q10, and Brutal. Flying at least 2 packs back to back. We're not changing the format at all, but this could be your last 2 packs to dance on the Underground Whoop League Regional Championships Raceway, designed by my pal Noah, aka Custom. People loving your course so far today. You getting good reviews?
Yeah, I think so. It's definitely a little bit more than we've done in this room at races past. But yeah, it's been a lot of fun, and we've seen some really good races and race-offs on this track so far.
Yeah. Lots more to come as we get set for, hold on, we're going to solve a quick video issue. Yeah, show those pilots. Get the camera off me. But yeah, this is where it starts to get tight, because for 2 of these pilots, this is their penultimate back.
That's my bad. Sorry, this was the last minute. I messed up this.
That's for you, Sky.
Yeah, can we have everybody unplug except for Kestrel?
Laws in the chat saying, what up, alien? Custom in the chat saying, lol. Oh, look. Here, look.
There you go. You're up. Kestrel, you got video now. You just got video. Yep. Change your R6. I've got the Yeah, if you want to bring your radio over here, I can change it.
There it is. got it. We got it. Plug them in, pilots. Hit this time. That was my Rafiki from The Lion King. We're going to give you another surprise one pretty soon, Sky, but we're not going to give you any heads up at all. So you're going to have to watch this video to the end. We're probably only going to be live another, how many hours? 10, I have no idea is what I was just told. Maybe 5, maybe 5. Anyway, don't go anywhere. Here we go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time. Oh, a little bit of a announcer surprise face reveal. That one was for Sky. Shout out. Wasn't on accident. Ladies and gentlemen, wasn't on accident or on purpose. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's our first official elimination round. Now, as we know, we're doing a 2 heats per race. So here we are in race number 9. We're in the elimination bracket, but it's not your last pack until the second one. So looking at the pack right now, it appears that FPV Gaps riding in first place. Lots of errors on the course overall, but FPV Gaps now in the last half of his first lap through those triangles, and he's going to make it official. Lap number 1, but of course a little bit of an error. As soon as I say his name, I have a gift for it, ladies and gentlemen. A double turtle, and he's back in the air. See if he can find his bearings. He thinks he went through those gates.
FPV
There's lap number
Gaps.
1
Lap
for
1,
FPV Gaps. Cuts the throttle to try to
44.3.
dump it through that gate.
Q10, lap 1,
Q10 now got a little
47.1.
bit of traffic. Look ahead of him. That's FPV Gaps in the green lights just ahead, if I'm not mistaken. There he is with his clean stitch. Let's follow him through the ascent and heading back towards the back corner of the room. FPV Gaps flying through rough video, but he must have better video than what we can see as he sets up for the tunnel.
Kestrel
On lap
underscore
number
FPV.
2, the view from
Lap
on board
1,
with FPV Gaps.
112.0.
Looking rough but flyable. Can we get a little action for him? Getting ready to round out his lap,
FPV
but
Gaps.
there's
Lap
Brutal.
2,
I'm not sure what lap he's
41.8.
on. Q10's right
Brutal.
there as well.
Lap 1, 137.5.
So all pilots on their
Q10,
second lap
Lap
except
2,
for
46.5.
Gaps and Q10. Both on their final lap. Gaps looking strong in first place. Q10 with a pretty considerable second place. Lots of breathing room as Kestrel in third. Tries to catch him a little bit of a bobble the moment I say his name. I'm going to take credit
FPV
and
Gaps.
apologize for
Lap
that one.
3, 31.9. Winner
Gaps
is
is
FPV
done.
Gaps.
FPV Gaps.
Kestrel underscore
Fearless
FPV.
leader at Gaps
Lap
Training
2,
Ground. Brings in a first place.
51.7.
And there's second place for, was that Kestrel?
Brutal.
Well, let's try
Lap
to keep
2,
the quads over here in the landing
50.3.
area as far possible
Q10,
from the
Lap
VRXs.
3, 46.3.
Looking like the official results for this first heat. Gaps in first place, Q10 in second. Brutal in third, Kestrel in 4. Might have landed a lap early, which is what I did one year at Whooptopia. I know how easy it is in the heat of the moment to set her down a lap early or hook into the crash gate a lap early, as I've done.
Next race begins in 1 minute.
Gotta remember to dip to these line of sight cameras here and there, because that's one of my favorite parts of the Underground Whoop League is all those bright lights on the course. It's a beautiful sight to be seen. Well, for 2 of these pilots, this could be your final pack. FPV Gaps and Q10 have a 1 and a 2 in their pockets. Kestrel, FPV, and Brutal need to make some serious moves in this round to keep it alive in the Consolation bracket. Try to bump all the way up to race number 17. The 2 winners of this race are going to have a 8-race chill-out gap before they get ready for their next race in the Consolation bracket.
Hold on, we're gonna wait just a second so Kestrel can get his video here. Here.
You're back on.
He's got it saved in there. Madra, I see your comments in the chat. It is just so easy, especially in the heat of an important race like a regional championships here, to just land after not enough laps. It happens at literally every single event that I go to. One or two pilots set her down a lap early. Maybe they're used to a different number of laps at their home races. Maybe if you're like me, you just weren't paying attention. Looks like we're ready to send them. Let's bring these pilots up for what could be their last pack on the championship course. Beautiful launch to the whole shot section and 0 incidences in the air. Looking like a beautiful ride right now. Let's see, on board with FPV Gaps riding in first place, and he's got a little bit of a lead now as he makes his way through the ascent on him. Looking back at Brutal FPV sitting on the ground. Kestrel riding in second place, and there's Q10 trying to catch Kestrel, trying to get up into that number 2 spot. I saw some kind of traffic there. I'm not sure what happened, but it looks like from on board with Kestrel, we see some green lights just ahead, trying to reach ahead to catch, but let's jump on board with FPV Gaps. Just round out lap number 1. And now moving into that stitch section with clean air. Not a whole lot of competition currently. Kestrel rounds out lap number 1. Brutal in that tunnel section in the back half and looking at third place currently.
Q10.
Let's bring across Q10. Q10 in third place. Brutal in fourth. Rough video for Gaps at the front of the pack. Riding in first place, but all the way done with the second half of his second lap, bringing around and beginning to start his final lap right now.
FPV Gaps.
Here's the view from on board with
2,
FPV Gaps. Decides to slow it down and reset for that high gate, setting up for the stitch. Clean flying by Kestrel. Currently riding second place.
No, Kestrel's in last, I think.
Nope, that's not correct.
Actually, no, I'm going to have to marshal it. So,
Q10.
Well, results unofficial right now. We're watching things unfold here. We do know that we've got FPV Gaps in first place and getting ready to finish his final lap right now. Let's bring him across. First place for FPV Gaps keeps it alive on the Consolation bracket. Hard to see you down there, but I'm glad to see you moving along.
Gaps. Brutal. Lap 2. 47.2.
We're going to double check this race. So results unofficial. We're going to watch these guys finish their flights, but we're going to double check and make sure everything's just right.
Kestrel
I'm going to
FPV,
recommend a lens
lap
clean
1,
for you, my friend.
122.5. Q10. Lap 3. 44.9.
Okay, I'm gonna check this in the last one just to make sure.
Well, we're double checking all those results. Thanks for standing by, pilots.
Brutal. Lap 3. 56.5.
Strong finish for Brutal. Well done, pilots. Crummy, Flight 7, number 1, and Flybra, you're up next, but we're in a very short holding pattern while we double check the results of race number 9. But that's right, we are looking ahead at race number 10. Let's see if I can show the brackets. Looks like maybe not right now. Madra in the chat saying Gaps has consistent with good speed. I couldn't agree more. He definitely won those heats fair and square. Looking for official results really quick for race number 9. We want to know who are the first 2 pilots eliminated. We'll find out in just a moment. Well, no race off this time around. So first place coming out of race number 9 and moving along to race number 17 in just a few rounds. Congratulations, FPV Gaps, keeping it alive just in front of Q10. And we say a difficult farewell to our first 2 pilots eliminated from the Underground Whoop League Regional Championships, Kestrel, FPV, and Brutal. So sorry to see you guys go. That means we're moving on to race number 10, ladies and gentlemen. After a couple of prizes, we've got some prizes to give out for Brutal and Kestrel FPV, so don't go too far. Make sure you got a Tuba E6000 from me, by the way, if I didn't give you one already. Okay, thumbs up. Looks like we're going to take a 5 to 10 minute intermission, ladies and gentlemen. We'll park it for just a second. We'll be back with some more racing for race number 10 in the elimination round in just a moment.
All right, pilots. We're just adding in some last-minute prizes here before we give any away. Adding in a bunch of stuff from Tiny Whoop. So we'll see if I can get myself on stream at all. All right, so I'm just counting up the gift cards, making sure that we got the right amount. We should have 8. You want to be cool? Yeah.
I want to be as cool as Yeti FPV because he keeps it frosty. That's how cool I want to be.
All right, pilots. So we had our 2 pilots who just got eliminated that round. That would be Kestrel and Brutal. So first we're going to get a prize for Kestrel. And we're going to find out what that is here. He's going to get prize 19. And prize 19 is, let me get it off of here actually though. One second. Prize 19, that's Happy Model 702 motors, T-motor props, a B-Woot frame, a Happy Model EP2, and a, we'll do, because that's going to change, actually, so $20 Rex gift card is what that is. Yep, so let me go grab those things.
Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Turns out the camera's just on an empty seat here, so sorry about that. We can at least have a look at our beautiful course. Designed by Custom FPV. If you're just joining us here on the Underground Whoop League YouTube channel, hit the like and subscribe. There's going to be other epic Underground Whoop League races coming in the future. But if you are just joining us, you're going to love a look at this course when we get our quads back in the air. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, we're live. I guess I don't have chat app. Oh, I see. What up, Madra? Step up for the champion. Shout out to sponsors by Madra. I love it. Jeremy Larson says, nice hoodie, Tilted. Oh, nice. I want one of those. I want to. Yeah. I'll pay. I'll pay money. Tons of money. I just got the. I'm good, thanks. I've got the Kansas City merch on the way as well. So yeah, we're just sitting here as Isaac starts to bring out some of the early prizes to give out. What are you giving out there, Isaac? Because we may as well mention some of the sponsees. Happy Model 702 motors. Oh, wow. T-motor props. Get out of here. A B-Whoop frame by Happy Model. Thank you, Happy Model. An ELRS EP2 receiver. Are you going to keep going? and a $20 gift card to Wrecked. How much did you pay to get into this event? Because I think you just quadrupled down right there. Oh my gosh, that is an awesome prize pool for coming in what I believe is 31st. That's an awesome prize. Yeah, nobody's going home now. Everybody's gonna be like, I wish I would have entered this race. There's all kinds of underground Whoop League pilots at home wishing they were here to take home some awesome prizes. That's pretty much a complete build. You got a flight controller and a camera and you're good to go. Props, motors, frame, receiver. My goodness. Brutal just run $114 worth of prizes, but what are they? Weebly Gates. EP2 by Happy Model. And a set of, these ones? Set of the Tiny Whoop Hex 19,000 kV 1.5 millimeter shaft motors. And, Yo Brutal. Those are some of my favorite motors in terms of looks. Have a look at the bell. There's like this subtle green hue to them. I think they're gorgeous. They're two-tone motors. I kind of wish I would have made a lot more motors in that color because they came out looking so good. No. Well, not currently. Yeah, it's durable. But most people don't have a problem with the 1 millimeter shaft, you know. Congrats. My pleasure. And thanks to all our sponsors. And let's have a look at them. While we're talking about them, thank you so much, Aerial Outlaws, Tiny Whoop, Beta FPV, We Bleed FPV, GemFan, Happy Model, Wrecked, HD0, and T-Motor. And I think almost all of them were represented in those prizes for place 31 and 32 as we get ready to move into race number 10. Here in the elimination bracket, part of our double elimination top 32 at the Underground Whoop League Regional Championship race. We finished the preliminary round. Now we're going into race 10. So I think we're ready to do this, right? Right, Isaac? We're ready to bring up our next pilots, Crummy Flight 7, number Juan, and Flyby 10. Race 10. Crummy Flight 7, number Juan, Flyby.
Next race begins in 1 minute.
1 minute? All right, we got 4 pilots. There's a look at our pilots all plugging in. Here on the stage in the auditorium at
Next
Restoration
race
Park
begins
Church,
in 30 seconds.
Here in beautiful Dayton, Ohio, the birthplace of flight and the home of the National Museum of the United States Air Force, where we all just raced, what was that, 2 weeks ago. Those are some beautiful LEDs. Who is that? Wow. Oh,
next race
they're
begins in 10
hardcore.
seconds.
I want to show you a quad after this. I'm gonna be. I'll have to show you like in the next half hour because I'm gonna be moving along soon. But I really want to show you one. You can ignore that. We're gonna restart that tone for you, right, Isaac? I guess. We're gonna restart because I told them they could ignore it.
All right, here we go, pilots.
Let's race for realsies here in the elimination round. We're gonna do 2 heats back to back for points. To see who's going to take 29th and 28th. Meanwhile, have a look from on board with Flight 7. Beautiful view of the competitors in front of and behind him as he gets passed by those green lights. Gorgeous view of him chasing down out of that hole shot. Moving into the sky gate. Lots of action up there. Let's glance back at the 4-up pack. And I'm looking ahead. It's either Flyby or number Juan. Appears to be Flyby riding in first place. He's already headed towards that split S section at the back of the room. Now starting to get a little bit of action. Flight 7 is there, but number Juan is closer. Second place currently ridden by number Juan behind Flyby riding first place. He circles back for that blue gate before entering the diagonal triangle split S. Going to round out lap number 1. Your first place pilot, currently Flyby,
Lap
leading in front
1,
of number one, second
38.8.
place. And now I'm looking at Flight 7
Number
in
1,
third. Crummy
lap
riding
1,
fourth place, currently with the most
42.8.
beautiful quad I've ever seen. Flyby
Flight 7,
Flyby
lap
with
1,
very rough
50.2.
video, but still seems to be
Crummy,
holding a comfortable
lap 1,
first place. He's made it through the ascent
53.3.
gate. He's made it through the split S. He's headed for the tunnel. I don't know how he can see what's going on, but must be good enough video to fly by because he's still holding first place in front of number one. Flight 7 trying to make a move on number one. He's got a little bit of time to do it. 1.5 laps remaining in this heat and a lot of action to go. This is a fight to stay alive. Flyby riding first place. Second place, still number one, getting ready to cross over onto his second lap.
Number 1, lap 2, 42.5.
There it is. He's not alone. Flyby's beating him.
Yeah, I think
Crummy,
Flyby's
lap 2, 44.2.
Well, we're going to double check because these results unofficial. I personally believe Flyby is on his final lap, leading first place in front of number one,
Flight
who's just
7,
going through that
lap
split S
2,
section, looking nice and strong back
56.6.
there. As we watch Flyby, there it is, a split S through the diagonals, triangles, and it comes across the line. Flyby gets a first place here in this elimination round. You can set her down. And have a look at number one, riding in second place, getting ready to
Number
cross
1,
over. And there it
lap
is, making
3,
it official. Congratulations, number
43.4.
one. You got a
Winner
second
is
place
number
here in the
1.
elimination round. But we're going to race for points one more time, so it's not over quite yet for Flight 7
Crummy,
and Crummy.
lap 3, 43.8.
Crummy, did you get third or did you set it down early? I looked away for a moment. You good? He got third. He got third.
Flight 7,
And there's a
lap
strong
3,
finish for
46.9.
Flight 7. All right, guys, one more pack. Let's set them up.
All right, guys, I'm putting 1 minute on the clock. We got to keep it moving now because I'm behind. Oh, I just got to start it back up again. Playlist ended.
Nice. It was a good playlist. Well, you know, the elimination round is always a little bit tricky, but you get 2 chances for each race. You know, if you're just joining us, the format is each race is 2 heats for points, and we do race-offs if we have any, although that's only happened 1 time so far here in the Underground Whoop League Regional Championships 2024. Early in the race, we've got a lot of pilots that are separated out on the seeded list, so we're not going to see a whole lot of race-offs, but we have seen one, as I said. As we get set for the final elimination race, number 10, where Crummy, Flight 7, number 1, and Flyby are fighting to stay
Next
alive.
race
Currently,
begins in
Flyby
5
and number
seconds.
1 have a 1 and a 2, so great position to be in going into the second heat of race number 10 as we go live right now. Look at the course and a strong start for Flight 7. Lots of action right now. First one across the line is Flyby. Grabbing that hole shot through the sky gate first and setting up for the stitch in first place. Here's the view from on board with Flight 7. Lots of traffic in front of him right now as he's fighting to get caught up to those second and third place pilots. Glancing back at the 4-up, we see Flyby already through the split S section and moving towards the first half of the slalom, getting ready for his low tunnel at the back of the room. Second place is a tight battle between number 1 and Crummy right now on the left side of your screen. A little bit of an error there by Crummy because I said his name, but now number 1, just to make it fair, Crummy. Riding in second place, getting ready to cross over onto his next lap after these diagonal triangles. Glancing at Flyby. Now in the stitch section on his final lap, here's that left-hand sweeper towards the ascent for Flyby as he makes his climb. Flyby, lower right of your screen, riding through tough video and looking really good as he sets up for his low tunnel section here on his final lap. Let's bring across Flight 7 with a strong finish to his previous lap. Can we see the laps? That way we can. A little bit of an announcer error right there as Flyby still got 1 more lap to go after a technical difficulty on our end. I apologize for that. Currently riding second place, number 1 also on his final lap and hitting that stitch section. I'd say 2 to 3 course features behind Flyby currently riding in first place. There's Crummy on his final lap. And we're getting ready to bring around Flight 7 as well. Flyby still in first place with the second half of the slalom section completely behind him. Looking at second place, number Juan, hitting that tunnel already as Flyby hitting that last section. And there he goes through the start-finish gate with a little bit of a yaw spin to celebrate. Looking back at number 2, Juan, ready to make it official right now. And there it is. Number Juan finishes 3 laps in second place here in the elimination round. So that means it is official. Flyby and number Juan, we're moving along, and we'll meet up with you in just a little bit. Race number 18. And we will say a very fond farewell to Flight 7 and Crummy, finishing 29th and 30th overall. We'll have prizes for you in just a minute. Don't go anywhere. You're going to love these prizes. Prizes that have been handed out are already just epic. Nice finish, pilots. Congratulations. Special congratulations, of course, to number Juan and Flyby. Kept it alive, keeping the dream alive in the consolation bracket. There's no story like the underdog story. You just want to see somebody enter that consolation bracket extremely early and then just slowly work their way back to the front, back to the top of the bracket. It's a long road in a top 32 double elimination bracket, ladies and gentlemen, but it's possible. There's a good chance we could see it happen. After all, we did have FPV Gaps knocked out suddenly and early in the preliminary round, a pilot you would expect to see potentially all the way towards the end of the finals. We'll see in just a moment. Well, we're getting set up for race number 11 in just a minute, where we're going to bring in 0 volts, Dronzen and Allen, a.k.a. Alien. Don't plug in quite yet. Standby pilots, we're going to do a couple more epic prizes. Handing out a HD0 Whoop Light bundle. Epic prize. Thank you so much for sponsoring the event, HD0. We love you, Carl. Everybody here loves you. They all said that's right. One of the many sponsors that are sponsoring 2 events on the same day right now. We got the Northeast Swift Championships sharing sponsors with this event. Pretty much got a whole quad and a shirt from Beta FPV, plus a receiver from Happy Model. $15 gift card for what? For me. $15 gift card for me. No, for tinyhub.com. No, my pleasure. Yeah, so you got a CO3 camera from Beta FPV. You got a Meteor 75 airframe, if I heard him right. One of the Meteor frames, and a shirt. And I can't remember what else. He said a set of white props, but something else from Beta FPV. So yeah, once again, another prize package from our family of sponsors, making it super worthwhile to come to these events. If you're watching at home and you've dabbled in FPV but you've never been to a big event, come for the prizes, stay for the friends, and maybe even the racing, maybe even the finals. Come. Oh, nice. Saying it's his favorite track so far. Shout out to Custom FPV. Designed this until the wee hours of the night last night. It is a really fun course. Yeah, we were recording some of the first laps last night about 1 a.m. watching Isaac fly it, the only guy who was allowed to get on the course, and it just instantly looked so fun. Underground Whoop League You're flying slightly heavier, slightly underpowered quads, and it's all about stringing these long ribbon-like features together in a really artistic way, and that's one thing that Custom has a gift at doing. So huge shout out to course designer for the National Museum of the United States Air Force and also course designer for the Underground Whoop League Regional Championships, Noah, aka Custom, aka CustomFPVMods.com. Just kidding, that's not a real address, right, Custom? I think he might have bought that because his first year at the museum race, I thought for sure he owned that domain, so I was just spamming it in the live stream, telling everybody to go to CustomFPVMods.com.
Next race begins in
Turns
1
out he
minute.
does not own that domain. And then he changed his name to Custom, making it even less relevant. Well, here we go. 3 pilots this round. It's race number 11 in the elimination bracket. 0 volts, Dronzen, and Alan, a.k.a. Alien. Sorry, I said that wrong a second ago, my brother. I'm looking at a tiny screen. It is? I knew that. I did some research on you ahead of time. Stand by just 1 second. Here we go. The pilots are in their seats. The goggles are coming down.
Next race begins in 10 seconds. Next race begins in 5 seconds.
He circled back. The race director says run it. A little bit of a false start, but what a gorgeous flight this is right now. Purple, peach, and white lights across the sky. And a surprise hole shot there. I believe that was 0 volts who squeaked ahead right before the hole shot. Now riding in first place through the stitch section. He's got action. Second place, Dronzen. Third place, Alien, trying to catch him right now in this 3-pilot race. It's a race to not be last as Alien hits that ascent gate with power, now headed towards the split S. A little bit of work to do to catch up to first place, 0 volts, riding cleanly through that tunnel section in the back half of the room. Now he's sweeping left towards those triangles, rounding out lap number 1 with a comfortable first place. It's more of a battle for second. Have a look on board with Dronzen right now, trying to
0
catch
volts.
the lights ahead
Lap
of him.
1,
That's Alien just
34.8.
ahead. Can you see him in the lights on your screen? Rounding out lap number 1,
Alien,
let's ride on
lap
board
1,
with Dronzen, flying cleanly,
44.1.
looking confident, keeping it nice
Dronzen,
and smooth,
lap 1,
and trying not to let the
44.1.
traffic ahead of him distract his flying as he fights to catch up with Alien riding second place. As I say, a fight not to be last right now. Glancing ahead at the front of the pack, it's 0 volts through that low tunnel section. Heading into the second half of the slalom, now setting up for those triangles. The diagonal split S that's going to round out lap number 2 for 0 volts. How did he wind up in the consolation bracket, ladies and gentlemen?
0 volts.
Moving on to his final
Lap
lap
2,
with confidence, looking like he's got a
38.9.
lot of clean air at the front of the pack. Let's glance at the entire pack right now. And yes, I see
Alien, lap
now
2,
in second place.
40.6.
In front of Dronzen, going to have to fight hard to stay alive. This is heat number 1 of race number 11, so these guys will have one more chance to make some points and try to keep it alive in the consolation bracket, aka the elimination bracket. But looking pretty strong right now for 0 volts. Here he is through that diagonal. You and I shouldn't have said his name. You guys saw that, right? I'm taking all the credit for that, 0. Sorry about that, man. He's back in it quick and lots of room to breathe with those peach lights, bringing it around. Wait.
Dronzen, lap 2,
Okay, he's got
112.1.
another lap. I thought for a second
0
we may have
volts.
seen a huge
Lap
upset,
3,
but that is a first place
46.9.
for 0 volts.
Winner is 0
Congratulations, 0
volts.
volts landing in the orange lights
Alien,
and making it look so
lap 3,
smooth.
44.5.
Alien brings in a second place with a strong finish, landing on the rug. Well, that's heat 1, and we got one more heat for points. After which, one of these 3 pilots will unfortunately be officially eliminated going into race number 12. That means in just a minute, let's have the following pilots ready to go. Matty B, RX0, Don't Crash, and Tilted. If you hear me talking a little bit louder on that point, it's because I'm trying to scream to the next room. But I bet they got all their gear together and are ready to go. All right, pilots. I have been put in charge of this entire event while Isaac dips out for a second. So, how do you guys want to do this? You guys want to make any changes now that I'm the guy behind the wheel? If you guys, should we just let all 3 people pass this round? Because I'm down to go easy on you guys. Looks like everybody's ready. I don't want to leave you waiting anymore. So, pilots, I'm going to hit the button. We'll go live in just a moment. Beautiful launch. I'm on board with Alien right now. He looks ahead and, oh, well, that button didn't work. Looks ahead and he can see 0 volts just ahead. He's also got traffic right behind him. Who's that? It's Dronzen trying to catch up right now. Currently got a 3rd place points after heat number 1. He's going to have to make some moves to catch up. Let's glance ahead at the front of the pack. It's 0 volts setting up after his sprint to get ready for that split S. And into the first half of the slalom. There's the right, there's the left. Let's pirouette into that lower tunnel section and finish out the second half of the slalom on the other side. 0 volts riding in first place with an ace in his pocket already. Let's set him up for that advanced split S. Headed for the start-finish gate. 0 volts.
0 volts.
Your pilot moving into his next lap.
33.9.
Of course, there's a little bit of an error that I'll take a little credit for, ladies and gentlemen. Glancing at second place, it's Alien right now. Flying through a little bit of comfortable air as Dronzen behind him on his lid, trying to get back into the game. Still back with Alien riding second place. There he goes through the sky gate to set up for the stitch maneuver here in these pink round gates. Send him around that left-hand sweeper through the ascent gate. And this is called the sprint right here, where we hook right into that red gate. Now it's a split S over these Christmas lights and some weird video over there for Alien. As I'm looking ahead at 0 volts, still riding first place, and he's on his final lap right now, ladies and gentlemen. Have a look at the beauty of this speed as he sets into that stitch section. We're just going to ride with him for the rest of this final lap, if you guys don't mind. There's his sprint section. Nice and clean through his split S, and pretty good video for that back corner, if I do say so. There's the first half of his slalom. Let's spin around into that lower tunnel for 0 volts, riding in first place, and this could be his victory lap, setting up for race number 18 in the elimination round. A little bit of a wing tap on that gate, but he makes it out safely and cleanly. And 0 volts coming across the line. He's got his 3 laps done. And not a huge
Winner
gap.
Is 0 volts.
So there's Dronzen getting ready to set up for his final lap. And
41.
Alien now setting up for the low tunnel section. Curling out of that slalom. And on his way towards the triangles to make it official for second place points and keep it alive. He did make it through, if you ask me, right? Did he? I can't tell. Okay, double checks. He's got the time and the space to do so.
Alien, lap 3.
There it is, an official finish for Alien with 3 laps. And that means we will eventually say a sad farewell to my man Dronzen. Landing on the mat as well. Bravo, pilots. That was race number 11. First place, 0 volts. 0 volts. Second place, shout out to Alien. Third place, Dronzen. Finishing in 28th place overall. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for race number 12. Please pause for just a minute. Don't plug them in yet. We got a prize to give out, but that's going to be Matty B, RX0. Don't crash, and Tilted. Get ready for your elimination race number 12. We're going to do 2 back-to-back heats for points to see who gets to keep it alive and who will be dismissed from Restoration Park Church and escorted out of the building. Just kidding, guys. It's the joke that never gets old. So what kind of prizes? Oh, he won the Epic Tweezers set unlaunched from my web store. You're going to love this. Wait, who? Dronzen! Congratulations. What else did he get, Isaac? Isaac's running to get the other prizes. But yeah, those are fancy Japanese tweezers. They came to me highly recommended from my buddy Eves over at Fractal Engineering. And I love those things. If you don't treat them like garbage, they last forever and they always come together right on the tip. What else we got? T-Motor all-in-one flight controller. Not a bad prize package for 29th, I'll tell you. Thank you. But you know, you're not just, first of all, to even make it into this race is a huge accomplishment. This is the top 32 pilots from 17 qualifiers around the region.
Next
We're
race
at 1
begins
minute,
in
pilot,
1 minute.
so I think you can probably, what do you think, plug them in or not so much?
So
About 15 or 20 minutes, I'm going to start to look for a ride or Uber.
okay, he's gonna fill in. So
Next race begins in 30 seconds.
this will just put up the pilot feeds. It's called 4 up.
Yeah, so, yeah, let's just have a look. We're going to show off some of our fancy angles here, live stream people. Beautiful launch here in race number 12, an elimination race in this double elimination bracket of the Underground Whoop League Regional Championships. We're watching Matty B, RX0, Don't Crash, and Tilted battling on the course right now. I'm looking and seeing who is in first place. Appears to be, that's right, it is Tilted riding first place in front of RX0. Second place right now as they set up for the split S section. Tilted's already through it. And yes, so is RX0. As I look back at third place, there's a battle between Don't Crash and Matty B. It looks like Don't Crash just made the pass in front of Matty B into third place. Back at the front of the pack, Tilted is in first place and about to finish out lap number 1 with a fair gap now. Well, no, it's only about 2
RX0,
seconds in front of
lap 2,
RX0.
33.0.
Fighting to catch up, not enough room to make an error as
Winner is
Tilted goes through the
RX0.
Stitch section. Now RX0 also in the Tilt section, or excuse me, Stitch section, which we can now name after Tilted, I guess. Here's the view from on board with RX0, trying to find the lights of Tilted in the sky in front of him. I don't see him. It appears that Tilted is starting to pull away. Glancing back at our 4 up, yeah, Tilted is out there, about to round out lap number 2. He's through the triangles already. Let's bring him across. Tilted, welcome to
Matty
your final
B,
lap.
Lap 1.
Fighting to stay alive in the
55.8.
elimination round number 12. It's a good position to be in, but you know RX0 isn't looking that bad either. In this field of 4, he's riding second place. Looking to be a pretty strong second place. Third place right now, none other than Don't Crash, leading in front of Matty B, riding fourth place currently.
Don't Crash.
Experiencing a little bit of
lap
lap
1,
traffic right now.
39.7.
As Tilted goes through that tunnel for the final time. There he is in the slaloms and curling into that blue gate to set up for his triangles. Nice catch there, Tilted, on his final lap. Almost missed a gate. He was tripping me out for a minute. He's got a little bit of action, but there he makes it across and makes it official. Tilted with a win at the championship, and RX0 fought to get across in front of him after that bobble in lap number 4. Almost pulled it off, RX0.
Matty B,
That was
lap
a
2,
sweet race and an
55.4.
excellent finish. Yeah, RX0, a very narrow second place. I want to say less than a second. Somebody scroll back on the live stream and have
Don't
a look.
Crash.
Tilted
lap
got first
2,
place fair and square. It looked
40.9.
so good in this race for points here. So we're going to give first place points to Tilted, second place RX0, third place Don't Crash, and fourth place going to Matty B in that one. What up? I pushed the wrong button. I'm showing off all the buttons, ladies and gentlemen. So here is the view of the pilots. This one right here says Ascent, except the words are weird on there. There's the view of the Ascent gate, and that's kind of one that we're using that to just sort of look at the whole field. And when we got big gaps, sometimes we watch people come in and out right there. And then we've also got this one, which is supposed to overlay the bracket. There it is. And let's just have a look at the lower left. That's race number 12, where we're starting to give out the points to heat number 1. We got first place points to Tilted. We got second place points to RX0. And we're going to give 3 and 4 to Matty B and Don't Crash, not respectively, before we move on to heat number 2, after which we'll give out 2 more sets of prizes. So looks like the pilots are already plugged in. How you doing, Isaac? Stand by, pilots. We'll be ready to go in just a moment. Here we go. Heat 2, race 12 here in this elimination round race of the double elimination bracket of the Underground Whoop League Regional Championships. And of course, it's on Don't Crash and Matty B to make some kind of major move right now. They got to catch Tilted and RX0 right now. Oh, I didn't push the button. I'm so sorry. You're looking at these pilots while they were flying. Oh, that's bad form. So sorry about that. Let me just catch you up in case you haven't heard. Right now, first place, RX0 getting chased down by Tilted. There at the split S section. Have a look at the right side of your screen. It's almost split screen. There's the pass. Tilted moves into first place in front of RX0, but they are side by side. Look at that. I believe that was a wingtip. Tilted goes down, scrambling under the chairs. RX0 trying to run away with it. He's got a little bit of breathing room, but the race is not won on lap number 1. These guys still got 2 more to go.
RX0.
And Tilted looking
lap
strong
1,
now, trying hard to catch up
40.5.
as RX0 hits that sky gate, moving around to the stitch section.
Tilted.
He can see
Lap
above
1,
him. It's Tilted right behind him,
42.6.
looking on board with Tilted right now. Here's his view. He set it down for a second, but there's the lights of RX0 right in front of him. Did he go under? I'm not sure. He resets and goes back for it. Bravo to you. I always respect that
Matty
move.
B.
Glancing
lap
back
1,
at Tilted right now.
54.3.
A little bit of an error right there, rounding out his second lap as he sets out for
Don't
his final
crash.
lap.
Lap 1.
I'd say he's got
108.3.
about 8 seconds right now through the sky gate.
RX0.
Let's glance at the floor
lap
up
2,
and just see how much room he's
35.8.
actually got.
Tilted. Lap 2. 34.3.
Somehow he wound up right alongside RX0 again. Tilted and RX0 side by side. And there goes Tilted. Sets it down for a minute. RX0 is now running away with it in first place here on the final lap. He's into that slalom and trying to set up for his low tunnel. A little bit of lap traffic. It appears to be none other than Matty B chilling down there in the tunnel. And there's contact between Matty B and RX0. 1 lap apart. RX0 needs to get it together because
Don't
he's got
crash.
heat right
Lap
now.
2,
Here's the view from on board with
39.3.
Tilted. And that could have been another mid-air on board with Tilted. As we bring across
RX0,
RX0
lap
makes
3,
it official.
39.9.
That is a tight finish
Winner
to
is
that gate.
RX0.
RX0 and Tilted. We've got to see you guys do some kind of race-off just for fun. You guys are close every single round. I am loving that. That is the
Matty
best
B,
racing of this
lap
event
2,
so far.
108.9.
I am loving that. This race is almost over. We're still bringing around 2 more. But yeah, Tilted versus RX0. These guys are moving along, and we're going to meet both of them again in race number 20, as they both got 1s and 2s respectively
Don't
in the
crash. Lap 3.
first heat of race number
40.1.
12. So race number 12, heats 1 and 2, we saw the same result. Tilted in first, RX0 with the deuce. And that means we're going to get the pleasure of seeing those two battle one more time in the skies here at the Underground Whip League Regional Championships. Bravo, gentlemen.
Tilted. Lap 3.
I think that was my favorite race so far.
45.5.
I think those last 2 heats were just outstanding. What's up again? I always keep pushing the wrong button. No, I just want to see you guys have a race off. We could do... No, we can't. I can't slip in unofficial races when we're a little behind, yeah. But that was great. Well, ladies, in just a minute here, I'm going to have to step aside and give the mic over to my friend Flight 7. He's going to be helping us. What's up, guys? Here at the announcers booth, I'm Jesse B. This is Flight 7. And Flight 7's going to... he wants his prize for losing. It's a good prize. All right, spinning for prizes over here. Well, slight holding pattern. Thanks so much for joining us on the live stream. as we are rolling the dice to give out prizes. In just a minute, my friend Isaac will emerge from the green room here at Restoration Park Church with another handful of prizes. Isaac, are you coming out? He's coming out. I was trying to make the big announcement. I wish we could see him on one of these cameras come out of the back room with another armful of prizes from all the sponsors. Let's just shout out our sponsors real quick. We got time. Huge shout out to Aerial Outlaws, the home sponsor, I'm going to say. But not just them. Beta FPV, Tiny Whoop, GemFan, Weebleed FPV, Happy Model, HD0, T-Motor, and in case you can't see it on the screen, Wrecked. Thank you so much to all of our gold sponsors here at the Underground Whoop League Regional Championship race. The race that was fed by 17 qualifying races in the region and people traveling here from all over. I came here from Colorado. Hey, what's up? Waiting for prizes. Let's get him. Oh, there he is. Isaac came out with another couple fistfuls of prizes. He almost made it onto the camera, but he hooked left. There's a camera on the pilots right there, and if you're pretty much near that table right there, I wonder if my mic can even get over there. Any pilots that didn't already get a Tuba E6000 from me, hit me up. They're free for everybody. You can use it for all kinds of uses. It just needs a little bit of, private experimentation. Anybody need a Tuba E6000? Oh, nice. He's commenting on the needlepoint tip. Thank you. I mean, I'm not responsible for it. You got one, right? Okay, just making sure. All right. Come on. So what race are we on? 13. Race number 13 here in the winner's bracket. These guys won their first race in the preliminary round. Let's have a look at Screecher, the Daffer, King, and Black Horse are up right now. This is going to be a great race. Plug them in, pilots. It's a gorgeous quad, Mr. Stephen Merrill. Oh, those are disco LEDs, aren't they? Love it. Ladies and gentlemen on the live stream, thanks so much for joining me. This live stream is going to be keeping going all the way to finals. I myself have to step away, but I got my pal Flight 7 right here stepping in, and Isaac's leaning into the camera frame right now as well. It's going to lean all the way over. There's Isaac, the fearless leader and creator, eating a cookie, the creator of the Underground Whoop League. Thanks so much for hanging out with me, and I'll be watching and joining you in the chat, so don't go anywhere, and enjoy the racing.
Waiting for the pilots to get set here. Alright, so here we go. We're on race 13. We've got Screecher, Dapper, King, and Black Horse. Very tight right out of the gate. Screecher's the first one across. Black Horse, King together, and Dapper is coming in fourth for now. Very nice race, very tight. Screecher still first. King is closely behind. Screecher's in the blue, right? It says very good race. Okay, cool. I'm gonna watch here. I can see that screen. Here comes Screecher back through the start-finish gate. I think he's on that. Okay.
King, lap
Going
1,
through the triangles.
32.7.
Okay. There's Black Horse coming through.
Black
the
Horse,
start-finish
lap
area.
1, 36.6.
We've got
Tdub, lap
Screecher
1,
coming back through.
33.4.
Lap 2. Daffer is down. He's trying to get righted back up.
Looks like Black Horse is chasing down. Yeah, look at Black.
King, lap 2, 38.4. Screecher, lap 1, 44.3. Black Horse, lap 2, 35.1.
Black Horse is Rainbow. Kingsway.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dapper is down.
Daffer is still down. Everyone else is still up on the same lap. Final lap, very close. Through the tunnel section. Screecher first. And King is
Black Horse,
right there. as
lap
well.
3, 38.1. Winner
Black
is
Horse.
Black Horse. Screecher, lap 2,
King's on
39.2. King, lap 3, 42.2.
King is done.
Dapper went down. But everybody else is
Dapper
down.
went down,
Yeah,
and everyone
Black
else is
Horse
finished
down.
up.
Yeah, Black Horse just got first, I'm pretty sure.
That was a wonderful race. Excellent job. And we're going to get the results here in just a second. This is what we wait for, these very tight races. $118 for Screecher. Black Horse also 118. Okay, so Black Horse came in, and Screecher was just a half a second behind Black Horse. What a wonderful race. That was a good one.
Yeah, Dapper had a bad one. So that was Black Horse,
Black Horse, Screecher,
King,
King,
and then Dapper.
and then Daffer in fourth.
Alright, that was an insane race, guys.
Excellent race.
I'm ready whenever you guys are. I'm going to put 1 minute on the clock starting now.
So it gives a view of the entire track and the ascent gate, which most racers seem to do pretty well with.
Hey, Josh, can you come here for a second? I put those gift cards down. Somebody said they saw them on the table. I have no idea where they were. So, I can't find them. So, I don't know if somebody took them off or I put them in the phone or what. But I don't know if you have the ability to cancel those. But I wouldn't cancel it right now.
Next race begins in 30 seconds.
Next race begins in 30 seconds. Again, we have Screecher, Daffer, King, and Black Horse. This should prove to be another wonderful race. Very tight, very close.
I thought I put them down in the lobby because that was the last person. Okay, you guys.
Next race begins in 10 seconds.
10 seconds.
10 seconds.
No, you're good.
Next race begins in 5 seconds.
You're not getting video? I'm going to stop race.
All right, we're going to hold off.
An extra 10 seconds. You got it?
All right, seems as
All
the
right,
races are all
here we
ready.
go,
Here we
pilot.
go. Off to a very close start. We have Screecher first, then Daffer, King, and Black Horse in that order. Okay, there comes Screecher, then King. Daffer and Black Horse is bringing up the rear.
King now, 'cause he's
Okay, here we are on King's feed coming through. And let's watch the chase here and see if he can tighten the gap. Screecher pulls away a little bit. The other two racers are also very tight in the back there.
second place right now.
King is in second. And we have
Screecher,
coming through
lap
the
1,
start-finish area again.
27.6.
Third and fourth place
King,
is also very close.
lap 1,
Coming through the triangle area.
30.2. Black Horse, lap 1,
Separation between third and fourth.
37.0.
Screecher is pulling ahead a little bit more.
Tdub,
King,
lap
though,
1,
is in pursuit.
34.7.
Screecher Screecher coming up on the triangle area through start-finish. Second lap for him. And
Screecher, lap 2,
starting third lap
28.1.
For Screecher, we have King coming
King,
through.
lap 2,
And Black Horse is
33.7.
trying to come back, and
Tdub, lap 2,
Daffer is
31.1.
right there as well.
Black Horse, lap 2, 34.3.
Yeah. So Daffer is right there chasing King down. We'll see how it goes through the tunnel
Screecher,
area.
lap
This is
3,
for second place. It's going to
27.1.
be pretty tight.
Winner is
Here they come to
Screecher.
the triangle area. This might pretty smooth on King's part, so he'll take that
King,
place.
lap
Second
3,
place.
31.1.
And
Tdub,
Daffer
lap
third,
3,
and Black Horse coming up in fourth.
31.5.
And there's a look at our brackets. Getting the results coming up here in just a moment. Shout out to Isaac, doing a great job keeping this going. And it was wonderful to have Jesse Perkins here. He had to take off, but we're grateful to have him here for a little while. Excellent race, guys. So next we're coming up on race 14. We're going to have a race-off between King and Black Horse.
Yeah, I checked and double checked.
Okay.
We have the DVR I have a 27-second lap time, a 44-second lap time, and a 39-second lap time from Screecher, and that was second place. Yeah. So I was watching. This is the tiebreaker we're doing.
Well, the tiebreaker race coming up. We'll have a tiebreaker race between King and Black Horse. As the pilots prepare and get ready for the race-off. Take a moment and look at the brackets again.
He had slow lap times. It was a 44 to 39, and he still got second. If you watch the live stream and you find out I'm wrong, talk to me. Because I'll fix it. Okay, go. Just watch the live stream and tell me if I'm wrong. Yeah. I'm ready when you guys are. Yep. Hey, can you go back and do a DVR review on just 2 races ago? Can you do that? Yeah, it's the one that Black Horse won. I have it right?
Yeah, Screecher had what did you have Screecher in the first heat?
He had alright, you guys ready?
Okay, the pilots are preparing for the race-off.
Wait, you're not ready?
coming around, we have King first. Black horse close right behind him here. And through the Stitcher, we have King leading, extending his lead a bit at this point. Getting ready to come around toward the tunnel section. Still about the same separation between the two racers at this point. King coming through the triangle section. Handles it very smoothly. Black horse
King,
as well.
lap 1,
And here we go.
30.9.
Lap 2.
Black horse, lap 1, 32.8.
Little bobble there by Black horse in the triangle gate. And King will extend his lead. Black horse is back on track here. Coming around through the pink Stitcher gates. And King in the tunnel section. King's very smooth here on the course
King,
currently.
lap 2,
Coming around towards the
30.1.
start of lap 3.
Winner is King.
Keep going. Let's keep going. All right, here we go. Black horse coming through the triangle section. Start finish.
Black horse, lap 2, 45.7.
So King is continuing on, going down through the tunnel section. Still very smooth through that area there. Black horse is doing well. Coming back together here through the Stitcher gates. And King finishes the race off in first place. Well done. Well done.